Well, hello there.
Oh, hi.
Ooh.
How
hey,
y'all
hey.
doing?
Hey.
It's been a minute. How's everyone doing?
Having a
Great.
great day.
Brilliantly. So good.
Amazing.
Uh,
Oh, goodness.
First off, Ben, I know
Yes.
that I know the answer to this, but I'm sure other people would like to know how you were doing.
Well, that's a great question. I am doing much better. Yeah, I wanted to tweet about it and thank folks for being patient and thoughtful and kind. And also folks reached out and were thoughtful and kind, which was really lovely. And I don't know, said nice things, which is weird to be on the receiving end of, but it means a lot. So, here's looking at you, kids, plural. I don't know. Mental health is a struggle, and it doesn't help when you are one of the kinds of people who likes to be hypercritical of themselves all the time. So it can lead down some not so great places. But
We're back.
We're not 2 thumbs up, but we're certainly 1.5 thumbs up. I don't know how that works. We're not gonna worry about it. Yeah.
No need.
Yeah. We're at a point now, at least, where we can do the life things. That's a win.
Good.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. How about you all? How's everyone doing and feeling and living?
I think pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good.
Today is my wrestle birthday.
Ooh,
Happy
Ooh,
birthday!
Wrestle Day.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, I've been at wrestle school for a year.
Congratulations.
That's
awesome.
dope.
You must have grown so much in a year.
Yeah, falling down on the ground is way less scary after a year of doing it.
That's a win. That's a big win.
Yeah.
I would like to play some games.
Some games?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we could do that, right? We could probably make that happen. So it's been a while, but I do have a recap for you all. Thank you, Ryan, for putting these together. So the last time that we played, which was 7 years ago now, before Rachel ever went to wrestling school, before I really even knew what D&D was, our team of I was going to say reckless adventurers, which wasn't the word that I was looking for, but feels very appropriate in its own right. You guys were rifling through the tent at the circus where you had previously rescued a drake. Patchwork spotted a reclaimer out the back door and knew something was wrong with a capital W, which I could not agree more with. It quickly became clear that the reclaimer and its fellow Modron buddies were after one thing, which was our friend Patchwork. Banding together to protect their friend, the still unnamed group. Think about it in your off time, nerds. Fought off the attackers as best they could. It was close, with Azad, Patchwork, and Alistar all going down at least once during the fight. Not in a fun way, by the way. But by the end, you were back on your feet for a quick escape back to Giovanni's while holding 2 familiar-looking streaks of black and gold. Sort of handled the last of the reclaimers for you, namely the big feller who was just sort of chasing down what it had evaluated to be one of its largest threats. So with some quick thinking, you guys left the tent, managed to snag a bunch of very intriguing and important pieces of evidence and information before you ran off. One of the important things that also came out of that session was the rapid growth and understanding that you guys have a lot of information sort of smattered across all of your backstories and not a broad understanding of what that all means. So, the beginning of tonight's episode, we find you all home, safe and relatively sound, in the kitchen of your friend and benefactor, Giovanni. What would you like to do? What would you like to discuss?
Rev has some questions for Patchwork.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also have some questions for Patchwork and Alistair. And maybe we should just all sit down, have a meal, give some information to each other.
Yeah, it could be like a sharing circle.
Yeah.
I do believe that I've found that there might be something, or what if they're following us, or what if there's more? It is best if I go and make sure that the premises are well guarded. And Alistair will attempt to
No. I'm gonna just immediately kind of wedge myself in the doorway between Alistair and trying to get out. I'm pretty sure that Giovanni has this place locked down real tight, and I just think that your input, especially, is going to be really helpful. So...
Yeah, Alistair, questions start all the way back with why did Wolf run away from you?
Right. It's a safe space. You can talk to us.
Should we just start at the beginning of the day and run through it, or do we want to how do we want to prioritize this?
I'm gonna go over to a cabinet and I'm gonna try to find maybe like a cinnamon stick or something to be a metaphorical talking stick that we can pass around. I don't know what there is in the kitchen. I can also use a spatula. I don't know. What's the first thing that I find?
Mrs. Odd, do you need something from the kitchen?
Really anything stick-like would be great.
For what purpose?
Talking.
I did make some fresh bread. Would you like a breadstick?
You know what? Yes, that would be perfect.
We might need something less edible because I will eat that.
I did make multiple loaves of fresh bread.
We do know, based on our inventory, there are 4 spatulas in the 3rd drawer from the left doorway.
Thank you, Patchwork. That's perfect. I'm gonna go grab a spatula and I'm gonna kind of stand.
The spatula. Rev is gonna go pull out like butter and jam for the breadsticks, and also any junk food that's left, and a couple of beers. Because if we're doing this, we're just gonna full sleep over this.
Hell yeah! It's like these beautiful loaves of like these beautiful fresh baguettes are brought out. The room smells good as you come in. You can tell that the bread was made within the last 25 minutes or so. It's set out. There's food. There's drinks set out. Friend Patchwork has an immaculate memory. And
we simply took an inventory of the kitchen. We were given permission by Giovanni.
So here's how this is going to work. I'm going to hold up the spatula. Whoever has the spatula has permission to talk. If you would like the spatula, you may raise your hand, and if the person who is speaking is all right with the interruption, they will hand you the spatula. Now, I think that the first person to have the spatula should be Alistair.
Oh.
So, Alistair, what the fuck? And then I just hand him the spatula.
Alistair grabs the spatula begrudgingly and just kind of stares at it, and staring at all the eyes on him. He kind of just starts to hyperventilate for a moment, see the beer that Reverie had, and just immediately just goes snatch it and downs it. Just downs as much.
I had a seltzer for you.
Just goes for the liquor and just.
Okay. Is anyone else concerned about that?
I'm very, very concerned. I check. Do I have any Oatville in my pockets? All right.
Reasonable that you have a few, yeah.
I'm just gonna gingerly put down 2 next to him and say, you might need these.
It's fine.
We are aware that much liquid input can affect one's ability to function. Please do consider the Oatville as an option to aid.
Thank thee, Patchwork, but I'm fine.
Okay. Well, do you want to give that a minute to get through your bloodstream, or what just happened?
If you wish to know what mine own story is, then fine, I'll let you know. But you are warned, this is not for the faint of heart. Those who are weak of mind. This is a terrible story that thou must listen to. Does thou consent?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
He looks one last time over at Corna, and then completely shifts his body so Corna is not it's as far back to his back as possible, so he doesn't have to look at him in the eye. I am a wretch most foul. I am a bringer of death of the innocent by the begotten hag known as Mother. I was an experiment, a part of many. That name that you saw before that I had read, she was one as well. We were sent to do missions, evil deeds, and then it was mine own job to take younglings from their beds and bring them to Mother. He kind of hesitates and he glances slightly back over at Corna, but then keeps his focus on everybody else. Wolf, if that's what you call him, was one such that I've stolen and brought to Mother. I've not thought that I've seen that face again here of all places. And then hear that name of that experiment once again. I'm finished. Here.
Thank you. I appreciate that. First of all, thank you so much. I appreciate your bravery and your honesty. I have some follow-up questions.
More?
Yes. So, your mother made you? I think I'm going to put one hand on the spatula and let him hold on to the other hand so that we can both have a dialogue for a moment.
Mother raised me.
Where did she find you?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I was alone. Mother found me and raised me.
Okay. And so you stole Wolf and the papers in the tent. You recognize them.
Rev's gonna pull the papers out and put them on the table in front of us.
I'm going to need you to tell us everything you know about everything that's on here.
And I look, remind me, what is on the paper?
So on the papers are the drawings of many figures who all have been sort of experimented on. Some of these you would recognize from some of the experiments that were done on you. But a lot of this is actually unfamiliar territory in terms of like the things that you were aware of when you were working for Mother. This stuff is 95% of it is unfamiliar to you.
Rev's gonna tap the one that she recognized and be like, "Who is? You said you knew this person."
Yes, she was an experiment before I arrived. Not too long. I wasn't in much contact with her, but she did start work for Mother.
Right. Does she still?
I don't know. A monk saved me amongst the others there, but Mother escaped with many of them.
Okay.
What do you mean escape?
She left. Only, and I turn over and look at Corna. Only Corna and I made it out.
Rev is gonna pull out a second spatula and hand it to Corny.
There are 3 of them, so
yeah.
Mistress, there are 4.
Oh,
In the 3rd drawer by the door.
Great. Well, it kind of undermines the whole thing I was going for, but you know what? Sure. Everyone take a spatula. This is fine.
I reach up my little kobold hand and grab the spatula.
Guess it's your turn.
What Alistair said is what happened.
And, oh God, where did you come from?
I don't remember.
How old were you when Alistar took you? God, this is weird.
2.
What is that in kobold years?
Like 7.
Okay.
It was still 7 years ago, Azad.
Yeah.
That time
Like
works the same for him.
Yeah, but sometimes when you're a little kid, the memories aren't like I remember 7 years. It's fine.
So, like, if I'm an adult,
How long
at
ago did
age
you
8,
two escape? Escape? Be rescued? I don't understand that part.
Well,
I'm sorry.
I didn't really stay for long. Alistair kind of took me, and I don't know, maybe it was 2 or 3 days.
Oh, you really didn't stay for
No.
long. So how long have you two been free? Is that the right word, Alistar? Safe?
It's been quite some time now. Corna came amongst the laboratory a different means. That was not my hand in that, but I did try to assist once the monk came to rescue us.
Who was what monk?
The monk that trained me.
Before Mother or after Mother?
After.
How did he know to come get you? I feel like there's some holes.
Yeah, as much as I would like to get some clarity about that piece, I'm a little bit more concerned about Mother at the moment, given what we found in the tent. Alistair, you have no idea what she wanted or who she was working with? All you did was steal children? Is that correct?
There were others who also did that act, but yes, she just wanted to experiment upon...
But why?
I did as was told by Mother.
Okay.
What did...
Rev?
Who else did you... I don't know what question... I guess... Did she ever work with anyone? Did you ever see her? I think that's where Azad's trying to get to, is that her husband... Ex-husband's...
Current... ex...
Red flag?
Yeah.
Her red flag... seal is on this. And so suddenly you two are connected in some way. Somehow. And apparently... I know that human, so I guess we all are.
GM,
Where'd you find Billion?
I was in the woods when I met Corna and Alice.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get back to that. Okay.
I did not know
But
this information
Yeah.
before this moment.
Well, I never.
She's just gonna slide a beer in front of Billion.
Thank you.
I never told you, Billy.
I hand Billion a spatula.
Oh, please, me and Nina share the spatula.
I hadn't met up with Alistar yet whenever we met, Bill.
Wait, I thought you just said you escaped together.
We did.
There's a lot of timelines that really aren't timelining.
Once I got out of there, I just ran and ran and ran.
So you didn't get out together, it was just at the same time?
Yes.
Okay.
So
Timelining is timelining. Okay.
And then I met Billion a couple years later, many years later. That's like 5 or something. I don't know. And then I saw Alistair for the first time.
Again.
And it
The first
scared
time
me
again.
again. Yeah, again.
Okay.
Yeah.
where did you see him?
In town. You know how I would disappear sometimes to solve mysteries?
Right. I assumed you were solving mysteries, not
It's
reconnecting with your traumatizing past.
Alistar told me that it wasn't his fault that Mother forced him to do that stuff.
I cannot
And that-
express the amount of therapy that this entire group desperately needs.
And then he helped me solve mysteries and tried to teach me how to be a hero.
Okay.
And then that's when we all met together, Bill.
Alistar,
Again.
I am gonna ask a question that I think is gonna suck. And I hate that I'm about to ask it, but I think it might be important. So I'm sorry. Take your time. But I think we might need to know what experiments Mother was doing to you and the others to figure out what the hell is going on.
Were there any experiments with jars or people in jars that you recall?
Perhaps any augmentations given, or inherent spells forced upon for size changes or invisibility, possibly.
With all the questions coming at Alistair, he kind of just started hyperventilating. I need some air, and I kind of want to step of the wind out the door for a second, just right behind the door, just to take a breather.
Oh, we did too much. He does this sometimes. It's okay.
Were we not supposed to ask questions?
No.
Maybe not so quickly.
Yeah.
So many of them, I think.
Right.
Well, Patchwork. Owl's gone, and I don't want to put you too on the spot. However, I did just almost die multiple times, and it was somehow related to you. So, I think you might owe us a bit of an explanation as well.
That is correct. We do owe an explanation.
I would love to hear it. Now. Here, and I hand you a spatula.
What would you like to know?
Who, what, where, when, and why?
The classic sequence of questions.
Precise.
Very astute, Mrs.
Patrick, maybe start with
We understand
what just
who
attacked us.
is a way to determine individuals. What
Yeah,
is
that I
a
was-
way to determine objects? Where is a way to determine location? When is a way to determine a time? And how is a way to determine the means with which things are accomplished?
That was very good, Patrick. Good job.
Let's start with
You're
who
right.
attacked
You're
us.
right. What attacked us, Patrick? You knew them and we didn't.
Reclaimers.
What are they? What does your catalog say about them?
They reclaim.
Oh God.
What does
Patrick,
that
what?
mean?
They reclaim what is of Mechanus.
You.
Were they trying to reclaim you?
They're trying to reclaim you, Patchwork.
That is likely.
Do you know why they're trying to reclaim you, Patchwork?
We are of Mechanus.
Patchwork, did you get permission to leave?
We malfunctioned and are no longer of use to Mechanus.
Does
But they're
Mechanus
still
know
trying to come get you.
We are of Mechanus.
that? Oh my
Do
god.
you have a way to get them a message and tell them that you are broken? You're not broken, but we'll get there.
Patchwork,
We most certainly malfunction.
Patchwork.
We are of no use to Mechanus,
Patchwork.
but we are of Mechanus.
Patchwork.
Mistress?
Do you not want to go home?
We are of no use to Mechanus.
Mm.
What will they
Okay.
do if you go back?
We will become of use to Mechanus.
Patchwork, do you want to go back? You don't. What? It's the want part that you're not processing, isn't it?
Patchwork, when you left, you said that you are of no use to Mechanus, but if you went back, you would become of use to Mechanus. Therefore, you are choosing, not wanting, choosing to not be of use. Is that correct?
We cannot repair ourselves to be fit for Mechanus.
But Mechanus could. Oh, God.
Should I repair you? Can I repair you to make you fit for Mechanus? Or are reclaimers the only one with the knowledge to repair you?
Reclaimers reclaim. They bring what is to Mechanus back to Mechanus.
If you go back to
Okay.
Mechanus, will you be repaired or repurposed?
I feel like I'm beating my head against a wall.
Good one. That's
We will be made of use to Mechanus.
Jesus.
Yes, that is true.
okay, Patchwork. I'm gonna. Let's talk about something else. Patchwork, why did you leave your arm at the circus?
So the reclaimers would believe we perished in the battle.
Why do the reclaimers need to believe that?
Let me
So-
guess, because they'll reclaim you otherwise and then make you of use to Mechanus.
So they
Mistress
do
is
not
not-
harm these compatriots here.
Do you?
Why-
Patchwork.
Okay.
Why do you not want us to be harmed?
Because they're a sweet little ball of joy, that's why. What are you asking that for?
Patchwork, I know you don't understand want,
Didn't answer.
but let's say not want. Say that you have a choice. There are two paths that are equally available to you. The first path is to go back to Mechanus. The second path is to stay here. Both are viable. You are not broken. Which would you choose? Both are logical.
Is choosing really a thing that Patchwork is gonna...
Don't make it harder on them right now, okay? Bill, I am trying my best.
Why don't we focus on the things that are most pressing to the survival of the six of us, perhaps? Oh, sorry, seven, Nina.
Good point. Good point. Patchwork, will you be able to tell if they are coming back?
Should I make a roll for that, GM?
Would you like to make a roll for that?
Yes, because I want to know. Because Patchwork has avoided these guys for this long. How? What should my modifier be, Papa?
Hmm.
Modify me, Daddy.
I guess if you're sort of just like reflecting on how you've managed to avoid them in the past, I'd say probably history.
History, cool.
If you were wanting to suss out whether or not you'd be able to give advanced warning, I think that would be maybe more insight and sort of thinking about the processes that have been laid out by Mechanus. So I guess it kind of depends on which piece you're trying to get, or you want to spend your time thinking about in this moment.
Cool. I'm gonna do history and just and say I got a 13.
Sure. 13. In thinking about how you have managed to avoid them in the past, I guess I have a question for you. As a former entity of Mechanus, is luck something that you believe in? Is luck a concept that Patchwork can apply to their life, to their existence?
Oh, let's get philosophical with it, huh? As a denizen of Mechanus, like when Patchwork was part of Mechanus, it was orders came down from one level above. That is all Patchwork knew, function, fulfill, blah blah blah. But Patchwork now has an innate understanding of like the chaotic nature of circumstance. I don't think they'd call it luck, but I think that for a long time they had aid to hide, and I think they just kind of knew after that to just like be out of sight for these. So maybe it's luck that they found the person to like aid in that, but it's mostly just was taught a skill, continues that skill.
Okay. So maybe so maybe it would be phrased as sort of like a combination of aid and intentional manipulation of statistical likelihood that you are seen.
Cool. Yeah. Nice. Can we take the question back again, please? Because I've forgotten what my internal game. It messes with my mind.
The question was, do you know when they will come again?
The Reclaimers return to this plane of existence to reclaim every 7 cycles.
Okay. Well,
I will give you a tidbit of information, Patchwork. You would also know that has been the case previously. After losing a squad of Reclaimers, there's a good chance that is not the cycle by which they will be going on anymore. The game has changed.
We encountered the Reclaimers every 7 cycles. However, if our death is seen as the falsehood that it is, the Reclaimers bring back to Mechanus what is to Mechanus.
Okay.
Patchwork. If the Reclaimers believe you have perished, will they be looking for us who helped you? Or do they only care about Mechanus?
I feel like I'm
Ben?
making choices.
What do you think? Patchwork slash, I guess since we're Rachel, what do you think?
Yeah.
Because I think I know, but I'm curious what you're thinking.
I think because of Modron deaths, like they would just assume that Patchwork has returned, like the energy that powers. But I don't know. Like how intense is Modron's record keeping? Like Patchwork could not know. Patchwork did not have that level pay grade. Mechanist does not act out of vengeance, but out of order and law.
Okay. So if they believe you have perished, and they only come every 7 cycles, but they believe you've perished, maybe we don't have to worry about that right now.
Where's Giovanni?
Where are the dragons? There are snacks, and neither of the dragons are here.
Do the reclaimers know that your arm was your arm?
Yes. They saw.
Well, but they all died. So,
Patchwork, didn't you say that everything that Mechanist sees is transported back to Mechanist?
That is the order of things.
I really think we're okay on the Reclaimer front. Maybe
we don't have to.
We are less okay on the diagram, scroll, jar.
Faces in a jar.
Front.
The jars. Yeah.
Faces in a jar.
Yeah, so Bill
That's
and
me.
Corna, you both, I don't remember, you had some sort of something happen with the jars, correct?
Well, let me just see. I'm gonna pull out the jar and be like, I found this. Can I still see the faces in the jars? Like, are they fleeting like impressions, or they're still there?
You still, it's less that you see like a full face, and more when you sort of see like almost a reflection of a reflection of a reflection, and it's distorted, and it's hard to tell if it's real or not.
Can you?
Can everyone see it, or just me?
Ooh, we haven't had
That was
everybody
gonna
else
be my
look.
question. Can the rest of us see them?
I would love it if the rest of you could make perception checks.
Okay.
Ooh, I'm gonna roll my brand
Corey,
new
I would. Ooh,
AP
yeah.
dice. Hell yeah.
Corey, I would say you don't have to make perception check because you've already been looking at these things.
Yeah. Can I grab
25.
mine out as well?
Yeah, absolutely. 25.
Yeah.
Yes. I would also.
That's a 9, and the brandy new AP dice are in timeout.
Not a good first showing.
No.
I rolled a 19 with my AP.
Oh, okay,
dice,
good.
Just for the
Ooh.
You should all go.
For record.
You should all go by Zeki's version and not mine, apparently.
Bill,
From Mercury Dice.
Bill, do you mind if I hold it?
The jar?
Yes.
What? I already saw you break one of them jars, so I don't know.
I would never, Bill. I would never break a jar that was important to you.
Do you have one that's not important? Did you just get them all? Can I hold?
Do you want to just break one, Rev? I don't think you
No, I
should
don't
do
want to break one.
Okay, here, I'm gonna dig through my bag and look for one of the jars that doesn't appear to have a face in it, because I
that.
grabbed
Okay.
all
Do they
the
all
all
have
the jars.
faces in them?
Or a face that I don't recognize, at least.
Fuck.
So I pull up this one.
Cool.
All right, this one, I don't. Yeah, okay, here. Have this
Wait, let me
Rev
see.
is gonna take it.
I just
and
need to hold one of them for like a minute. Just give me a goddamn minute with the jar.
Rev is gonna open the jar.
No, Rev.
Okay.
Like she's just gonna open it and
Okay.
sniff it.
Rev. Oh.
Which
Did you just
Which-
sniff that?
Rev, why didn't
Yeah.
you open it first? Oh.
I want to
you
know what it
sniffed
smells.
it?
Sure.
It'll tell us what it is.
Are
It's
you
like
Put the
a-
lid
wafting?
back on,
Like-
please.
Are you-
Rev.
Did you just sip it or
No,
sniff it?
she puts it up to her nose. And
Oh, okay,
sniffs
you
it.
did like a little of this, and I was like,
No, if I do that, I will do that.
Okay,
and I'll
okay,
tell you
okay.
I'm doing that.
okay.
Rev is pretty. Rev thought about licking it and then did it.
That was a good. Okay, cool.
It's pretty clear.
Rev, put the lid back on, please.
What do you smell? Oh my goodness.
Ben was like, I didn't prepare for the smell of these
I didn't smell
jars.
for a smell.
You didn't prepare for the chaos that is
not the
Rev?
smell, not the smell. So it's interesting. The first thing that you get is this like this very pungent, very like acrid, like bite that you think is probably whatever the base liquid is. And after a moment, you get what smells maybe a little bit like pine. And then you smell weirdly, maybe like wildflowers, just ever so faintly.
Is that what you smell? And I'm just gonna pass
It
it
smells
over.
Oh my God.
Open. The lid is in front of me.
No,
Pass
Rib.
the jar.
Oh
thank
boy.
goodness.
I will take the jar and then I will gingerly pick up the lid, screw it back on, and then I'm going to sit for a moment and cast Identify, which I wanted to do before you open the fucking
the
jar.
same thing. You're so boring.
Cool.
Oh God.
You're casting Identify.
Yes.
All right. And what is the information that Identify provides you again?
You choose an object you must touch. If it's a magic item or other magic imbued object, you learn its properties and how to use them. Whether it requires attunement, how many charges, if any. You
Sure.
learn whether any spells are affecting the item and what they are. If the item was created by a spell, you learn which spell created it. That's, yeah.
Okay. Cool. Ooh, interesting. So the first thing that you learn about this is that it was not made by a spell.
Okay.
This is some sort of like process, like a multi-step process of like synthesizing. What you can just immediately off the bat, what you learn is like the life force, not the entirety of the life force of something, but a significant portion of the life force of something that has been siphoned and processed in ways that this spell does not tell you. If you were to use it, also based on what you guys saw in the tent when one got smashed, you can surmise based on that and the information that you have from the spell that if appropriately applied, you could almost infuse the additional life force of a being, multiple beings, or in this case, it almost feels like with your Identify spell, you feel like that what you're holding is is potentially like the partial life force of a whole forest and not an individual. When you look at this, there are no faces, but what you do occasionally catch glimpses of is like small clearings of, like like a copse of trees, you see like the occasional like flicker of like a small flower.
Bill.
Do you share that information with SSR?
Not yet, no.
Okay.
Bill,
Yes.
what did you say was happening to your forest?
Well, nothing good. The plants and the crops started to die. The animals got aggressive, and even my family got a little bit, I don't know, grumpy, to say the least. But the forest was dying, basically.
But not you?
Well, I wasn't feeling the best while I was there, but once I left...
Okay. I'm going to say something, and it might not be what you want to hear, Bill.
We're all having these moments. Cool.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Yep. Well, this is...
Patrick picks up all of the spatulas and gives them to Billion.
And Reb slides another beer and like a plate of cookies in front of him.
What is it? What?
I think, and you said you can see your family's faces in these jars as well, right?
Yes, I saw all of them.
Yep. Well, someone or something is taking the life of the forest and potentially the lives of your families.
No.
And putting them, well, I want to say putting them into jars, but I mean, I'm sure there's more to it than that, but at the very least, right now, I think I'm holding your home, Bill.
The whole fort? All the life force? Wait, it's not... My family's
What
not
do you mean? And I like
wrong, are they?
squeeze like my jar and grab a spoon or a spatula.
I don't really know what I mean, other than that I know that the forest is in here, and someone has been slowly siphoning the life from it.
Wait, so someone has been taken the life from the forest. It wasn't just sick,
Someone's
they've been
been
taking it?
The life of my patron?
Does anyone?
This is not an appropriate
sorry,
way
what?
to catalog.
Can anyone send? We all have our sending stones, but those can only talk to the folks you know. Does anyone have the ability to talk to folks who are further away? Can anyone try and talk to Billion's family?
Just
Anybody?
if I can shout
If
as
we could
loud as I
find
can.
Giovanni! Just kind of like yelling out the door down the hallway.
Like,
Giovanni!
can anyone send- we just
We're
want-
trying the
we should
shout
send
thing?
them a
I can
message.
do
We just
that.
need to send them a message. Or Corna, can you send? How do you talk to your patron? Can you communicate with them somehow? Can you try and talk to them?
I
I do want to go
That's-
back to the patron thing, because that is the first I am hearing of it.
It doesn't matter if they're in a jar.
That's fair. That's fair.
I haven't heard from my patron in a long time.
How long?
Well, about the same time that I met Billion.
Billion, when did the forest start dying?
Well, just shortly before I met Corna.
Awesome sauce.
Do I have the
These
feeling
timelines are timelining.
that if I were to open the jar and release what was inside, would that be bad or good? Like, would that restore it to
Are there-
restore the life force, or is it too distilled at this point that like
Jim,
there
are there
needs to be another
flowers in
way?
Giovanni's kitchen anywhere?
Are there flowers? in the kitchen?
Ooh,
Or-
spicy.
Or spices? Jars
Oh,
of
there
spices?
are certainly spices. I don't think that Giovanni is the type to have fresh flowers.
Okay. Rev is gonna go get probably whole cloves if she can find them.
Whole
or-
cloves are on the middle shelf next to the chill chest.
She'll go get the whole cloves down and probably like a cinnamon stick or two. Just a couple different things that would be whole, or like fennel seeds. She's gonna get those too. She's gonna get anything that is different stages of plant life and put them on the table and take the jar back from Azat. Can I
just don't?
I'm not gonna I'll
fuck it.
trust
up.
me.
Okay.
And she's gonna take the lid off and she's gonna go get a teaspoon or the tiniest spoon she can find because she assumes there's not like a baster in this kitchen. And that's too big. She doesn't want a baster. She's going to go get a teaspoon and she's going to take a teeny bit and just do one drop onto each. She is in workshop mode. And she wants to know what happens with one little drop onto cinnamon sticks, whole cloves, and fennel seeds. So 3 different stages of life and different parts of plants, right?
Okay. So, we'll start with the cinnamon, which I believe is sort of taken from the bark
Of a tree.
Yeah, bark of a tree. It doesn't regrow a tree, but you do watch as you put a little bit on it. It begins to sort of like unravel and rehydrate. And if you scratch the bark slightly, there's like green underneath.
Okay.
With the cloves, I actually genuinely don't know what part of a plant the clove is.
Cloves are, I believe, and someone in chat can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure it's the we could do saffron too. I'm pretty sure it's the same. It's the it's not the flower. It's the part with the pollen on it. I'm pretty sure. So
It's like a little flower bud.
The bud.
Yeah, like the
Yeah.
cloves
It is
are the
the bud.
bud, where versus like the saffron is like the pollen, the superfine pollen strands
Mhm,
inside.
Okay. Oh goodness. Just the dollop of life force that you place on the whole clove. You watch as it too rehydrates. That's sort of like the first thing that you see is that it like looks more alive. and then almost begins
Doesn't look
to
dried anymore. It looks like it was
not at all.
like
It looks
just
like
fresh plucked. It's not just
It-
like I soaked it in water. It
looks
Okay.
looks even
Sorry, just trying to
beyond
clarify.
like freshly plucked. It looks like it as if it was still attached to the plant.
okay.
Yeah, like it is, like the like you can all of you look as it begins to like produce pollen as if it was functioning completely the way that it should, and the fennel seeds begin to sprout almost immediately.
How sprout?
Like
How much time? How much of the like
How
kindergarten we're
sprout?
watching a marigold time lapse are we watching?
You're watching probably a week's worth of time lapse.
Okay.
Like roots begin to form. It sprouts. As sort of a stem. There's a tap root, and it begins to grow small leaf. Like it begins to bud, and then the buds become leaves, all within a matter of maybe 12 seconds.
Remind me.
Hmm?
So Reb's gonna look up. Okay. And she's like, poking at them, playing with them a little bit, and she's gonna look around her friends. Remind me, friends. Does anyone currently have visible injuries? Scratches, wounds.
I am still pretty fucked up.
Okay. Can I try something?
I don't want to steal from the
I
forest,
don't think I just want to see. Clearly this does something to plants.
But
Dude,
Rev, this was taken.
Yes, and the tiny bit is a plant that has already died somewhere because someone stepped on it. We need to know what the extent of this is. Does it
Fine.
just a tiny drop, and like
Fine.
one of the like small cuts on her arm. I'm just
Sure.
gonna tap whatever's left on the back of the spoon, just like tap to a scratch to see what happens.
Sure. The skin begins to bind almost immediately.
Okay.
Azad, do you have any used spell slots?
Yeah, we just got done with the battle. I think I'm out of spell slots.
Okay, you get a spell slot back.
Cool.
The first level spell slot.
Cool.
Yep.
Okay. A question, DM.
I will say, as it touches your skin, you do feel a profound sadness. As if, like, whatever was in this jar is on some fundamental level aware of what happened to it.
Oh God.
So
Rev,
as we watch it close up, like as Raj just be like, Azad, does that?
I don't want to use it again.
Okay, but tell me what we need to know. We need to know. Did it hurt? Did it hurt?
No, it
Did
doesn't
sting?
hurt.
Did it?
Rev, it knows. It
Okay.
knows that it's. Question, GM.
Yeah.
Would I draw any type of parallel between the life force in these jars and the work that I know that Rex was doing?
This is not something that he ever did, but
Okay.
you, based on just like this small amount of exposure,
Mm-hmm.
you are smart enough to know that like this is totally something that he would use to his ends
If he had it.
if he had it. Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Okay, when you say it knows, and I know you don't want to use it again, but we need to know this stuff. We need to know what the hell this is and what it's doing. When you say it knows, he sees faces. Did you get like a memory? What do you mean when you say it knows?
It's sad, Rev. It doesn't want to be here like this.
Okay.
We need
and
to put it back. We need
GM,
to put it
remind
back
me
in the
this
forest.
jar was just forest, right? There were
Yeah.
no faces in this. Okay. Rev's gonna very carefully like tap anything left on the spoon back into the jar and reseal it really tightly. Okay. I don't disagree. Now that we know what this is and you say it knows, those jars with the faces.
That's Bill. I'm sorry.
That's my family.
Yeah.
They're in there.
Mm-hmm.
We need a very safe place to put those.
I
Back
could not agree
into
more.
the family.
I
Back into
don't-
them.
We don't know how. We don't know what I
Can
I
we
don't
just
do
pour it on their
people.
heads or I
But
I
don't
can
also-
fix patchwork.
Bill, if we just bring it back to them, whoever's doing this will just keep doing it. We need to find out who
They might
and
be
why.
safer there right now, Billion, because we have them. If we put
Okay.
it back, it's just gonna get taken again.
Okay. Well, we have to figure out what's happening then and stop it.
Where is Giovanni? Giovanni! Is he still just not anywhere to be? Okay. Well, we have.
You guys do have sending stones.
Yeah, Rev is gonna pull out her sending stone.
You have a well, you have many missed messages on your sending stone. Rev.
Yeah. She doesn't check them.
It's
But
like
she does.
just like like you know
What about
when,
Bergen and Rosie?
you know when the notification count hits triple digits and it's just like 99 plus.
Yeah,
Yeah, you've got one of those.
yeah. Doesn't check them.
Nice.
She
Sure.
does call Giovanni
Uh,
because she never calls.
it rings a couple times, and then goes straight to voicemail,
All right,
and then
I could
a
be
few
dead.
seconds later,
calls him again.
a few seconds later, you get a text, or a text. You get a message.
A text.
You get a
Yeah,
you get an SMS text message.
Yeah, you know.
I'm using a phone. We're using our phones.
It's a short response. It said, "On my way. Had to stop in to take care of a couple things. We'll be back in
Isn't he
10."
in the car with us?
He dropped us off.
No.
He dropped you
Yeah,
off.
he didn't
and
come in with us.
And then he popped out.
Okay, she'll text him back with fine. And then the next message, we're out of Oreos. Also, hurry.
Has Al come back in? Or is Al still out in the hallway?
Al is listening, but outside of the door. If you
Alright.
can hear his panting, but it probably would have faded away again by then. But he's outside of the room currently.
All right.
Mistress, is it your turn to hold the spatulas of explanations?
Oh, I don't
Yeah.
know that I need to do it. I don't have.
Yeah,
I think you do.
Yeah.
I
really
don't
think
know
you
that
do.
that's
You
something that needs.
Your
there's
husband's
nothing-
seal is on everything we're looking at.
Mistress, everyone is getting a turn.
The hell is he into?
Who's this separated hunk of yours?
Yes, your
Sorry.
situationship.
All right.
Alistar, come back in, please.
We won't talk. We won't question you. It's the Zod's turn.
You don't have to hold the stick anymore.
You can if you want to, though.
But if you want to talk, you can too. Yeah.
It seems it was an error to ask of how many modifications were possible under experimentation, Alistar, the Wicked Monk.
Patchwork, maybe leave the wicked off. Just scratch
It is what
that.
small detective Corna has told us.
Okay. Well,
Patchwork, one wicked action does not an entire wicked person make.
The door slowly creaks.
Corna, is this assessment incorrect?
He's not wicked anymore. He's a good
Formerly
monk.
Wicked Monk.
He's
The
a
artist
good monk.
formerly known
Reform?
as Wicked Monk.
a reform monk, maybe.
Thou can call me Alistair, as I just could, because he kind of walks in there. It's fine. And kind of as much as he can, even though he doesn't really blend in. She goes into the back of the room or corner, still in there, but now inside of the room.
Well, Why don't we make some dinner? How does that sound?
No,
Maybe
no,
we can-
no. Tell us about
No,
your man.
The hell is this dude into?
Rev, I don't know.
You have to. You lived in his house.
You live together?
Corna, they have
Corna,
kids.
again, it's really hard for me to swallow the fact that you are an adult when you say things like that. You are not making a case for yourself.
Well,
At all.
you're just all. But
Let's focus
Corna
back on
here.
you, Azad.
you've just been here by yourself this whole time. That's all.
Yeah, well, I can't exactly go home anymore.
Why
Well,
not? Let's start
That's
there.
my
Why
that's my
not?
question. Why?
Rex is not a good person. And when I did not want to stay anymore, and I wanted myself and my children to be safe, he found out what I was planning to do, and made sure that I couldn't come home.
Why didn't you?
Why didn't
Azad,
I
his
what?
seal's on everything, and
Do you
it's
know-
on- it's his seal is on everything we've just found. It's on Billion's
I'm sorry.
family. It's on Alistar's
I
entire trauma. You have to give us more than that.
I need to ask all of you. Do you not know who Rex Mordaz is?
No.
I know
lived in
14
wood-
people,
wood-
Azad.
Should Rev know who this
I
is?
feel like Rev should know who Rex is.
I'm gonna say, let's see. Billion would not, because you spent almost your entire life in the woods. I would say Corey, Alistar, Patchwork, and Rev. You guys, Corey. I mean,
I also spent a
Yeah,
lot
that's
of my
true.
life in the
That's
woods.
true.
GM.
Did
would-
did Azad bring this up directly to Patchwork at all?
This might be more just general information that you've picked up because you catalog things.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
GM
and
would
also, oh, sorry.
Good, Alistair.
Right.
Go ahead.
Would Alistair know, like, have seen anyone hanging around the mother or during his tenure there?
No.
Hmm.
No, he would not. But I would say in the time that you've spent sort of outside of that, and even in the monastery, Rev, Patchwork, and Alistar, at some point in time, you would have come across the name the Mordaz Conglomerate.
Because I know I would have at least met him at one of Giovanni's parties.
Probably, yeah.
Rev probably wouldn't have clocked it or cared other than, oh, he's with Azad.
Yeah.
But
Do our sending stones have an internet function?
An internet function?
Gonna Google
No,
something.
these
Can
I
are-
would like
Google
to
him?
bring up his Wikipedia.
Can I
and pass it
Google
around.
him?
These no. I'm gonna say this now. These
These
are
are
flip
razors?
phones. These are flip phones. Yeah, this is a Motorola Razr or a Nokia. This
You
is
have no browser.
not. We
It's
have
a
not had
silent browser.
BlackBerry.
Okay,
You do
alright.
not have a browser function. No.
The tubes of the internet don't on phone.
Flip
They-
Got
stones.
it.
Flip stones.
Flipstones.
Flip
Yeah.
stones.
Nice.
All right. Well, for those of you that don't
Canon.
know, I guess Rex was an Eldritch Knight fighter for, God, I don't know, 10 years? A bit of a bad boy that whole stupid, when you're rich and your
You like
parents
the
are
bad
rich.
boys?
Yeah, that kind of deal. Was in the MMA scene for a very long time, mixed martial arcanist.
Oh.
Very
Any
I can't believe I have to write that down.
I was so pleased with myself when I came up with that.
God damn it.
and
That is great. That's going to be a t-shirt.
when he
Yeah. Yes, it is.
when he retired, he wanted to start his own company, and he's and this is the weird part, I guess, for me at least, is he's a mogul, he's a giant, and I don't.
A real giant?
Well, no, a metaphor again. The age thing really, no, a metaphorical giant.
I mean,
his
there's
company
real
do.
giants
That's-
here.
well,
This
that's
has
the
to be
thing.
specific.
Rev, I don't know. It's industrial engineering of some kind. It's everywhere. You know, you see the logos all over the place, especially in car, and he partners with all the major businesses, and so many business associates and business meetings, and I still don't know what he does or manufactures. I know what he's interested in. I know he's fascinated with biology and with essentially why are we limited by our biology when there is magic in the world? And I mean, I just thought that was kind of the ex-athlete in him. I didn't think that much of it, but
Rev is just gonna point at the jar. That's
Rev, I'm thinking a lot more about it now. Okay, yes. I don't know.
Did you, at the risk of causing you to go have your own outside moment, did you want to leave for things that were purely between you and him? Or did you learn things about him outside of you two that were why you wanted to leave?
Rev,
you don't have to share things you don't want to, but if it's something...
There was not much outside of me and him.
Okay. So
the only other thing, and I don't even know if this is anything really, but in Acadia, in the library, there's the basement. It's called the Annex. It's kind of like our restricted section. Only really Acadians can go in there, and then very infrequently other people who go through an approvals process can go in for research purposes. And Rex always wanted me to vouch for him to get into the Annex. I don't know what he wanted there. I don't know if it really is relevant to any of this, but truly that is the only other information about him that I have outside of just what an absolute piece of shit he was.
Corna raises his spatula.
Yes, Corna.
Was he not from Acadia?
Oh, no, God, no. No, I met him here. I met him at a party that Giovanni threw, God, years ago, 10 years ago, 9 years ago, something like that.
So we're all so connected.
Patchwork grabs a spatula. May we make a deduction?
Sure.
We surmise that Mistress's husband had interest in possible augmentation. And that is an interest of mother, of good monk Alistair.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that might be something, Patchwork. Yes.
This is a correct deduction.
I think it is.
We shall add it to our records.
Okay.
Alistair goes to grab a spatula and kind of just ducks in there. If thou lets me.
Yes.
Lady Azada.
Please.
The experimentations that thou's paramour has involved in, it reminds me of what mother has done. He kind of shies away, and he's really turtling in and making himself smaller, and he kind of goes into his shirt and then pulls out what looks to be like a pendant in the shape of a heart with like a ruby inside of it, and it's glowing with like almost like a red luminescence. And he goes, yeah, the form that I seize upon mine own is just but a magical enhancement. Due to all the experiments that mother does put on me, my body is weak. I can barely stand on its end. This is the only thing that keeps me in the state that thou seest now.
Alistair, can I won't take it off of you, but can I touch it? It's okay if you don't want me to.
No. Thus can touch it.
And with that first level spell slot I got back, I would like to cast Identify.
Okay. Alistar, would you like to tell her what she learns from the Identify spell?
Sure. Let me go through the full item. It is the Amulet of Health. It can raise my Constitution up to a 19, but not greater than.
Okay.
And you get the sense that if this was taken off, my Constitution would probably drop in the negatives.
And DM, do I get a feeling, I know that obviously this is a magical item that is already created, but do I get a feeling that there is a similar magic to what was in those jars in the sense of like life force being encapsulated in a thing?
Yes.
Okay.
And I think that you would be able to tell that the amulet that Alistar wears is sort of the distant prototype. It is a much earlier version, and this is something that has been refined over time.
And dare I ask, is there anything that was drained to create this amulet?
It does not feel like it.
Okay.
This feels more like it was sort of a created thing and
Okay.
has been imbued with the power necessary to provide additional like health to the wearer, as opposed to the reason being that like this feels like it is an impermanent solution, right? You take it off, you no longer have it. Whereas if you were to have this like serum or whatever injected into you, who's
Pretty
to
permanent.
say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I can pretty safely say that these two things are related. Alistar, you're fine. No one's dead. No one's life force was drained. But this feels like it was the initial prototype of whatever this is becoming. Mother gave you this, Alistar?
Yes. A wretched woman has given me this and still connected to my life, even now.
Alistar,
Yes.
this feels like a really silly question that we didn't ask already. What did she look like?
GM, what did Mother look like? Well, actually, did we discuss that?
We discussed it a little bit. So she is by the books in terms of the way that we discussed her. She is a hag.
Yeah.
I'm going to say up to you to decide how much of herself she allowed anyone to see.
Oh.
Or if she's sort of like very much like kind of covered in, like draped fabrics or whatnot. It very much. This is your backstory. I'll let you make the decision.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mother never allowed her children, as she called us, to witness her form, but always cloaked in shadows and other material, though I did at one point see the visage of her arm, purple and full of pores. And that's all that mine own eyes had witnessed. I'm sorry I cannot be of further help.
That's disgusting. Great. Okay.
Mechanic Reverie, we believe it is your turn for the truth spatula. The spatula of speaking. Do you wish to have all four of them?
Sorry. Sorry, I'm so tired. My brain literally had to buffer and process.
I think Patrick has that effect on people.
Is that Ryan? Is that Rev? We'll never fucking know.
Oh, that was fully Ryan.
It felt fully in character.
I will. I'll take one. She looks distracted though. She'll take it from you, but she is still poking at the stuff in front of her and kind of looking at Azad's arm. And she doesn't like. She doesn't have a notebook, so she doesn't write it down. But maybe she like jots a note in her sending stone. I don't know how much. They're Nokias.
How
They're
much
not
storage is
iPhones.
there?
How much do I have?
At least
But
8
uh,
megabytes.
the processing she's currently doing is she's wondering how much these jars can heal and life force a hag into looking like something else or someone else, to the point of what Rev has gone down an ADHD brain rabbit hole of, was she in the room with us? Is that who ran for it? The one who psychic whammied Azad.
Ooh.
Yeah. So Rev is like super, super distracted and just, sure. Spatulas.
Mistress, do you wish to interrogate Mechanic Rev now?
Rev,
Interrogate.
I really only have one question because I
Mhm.
know a lot about your background. You said you recognized the body with the tattoos.
Yeah.
What about it do you? I know you said that you knew them as a child. Is there anything else, or is it just a distant memory? And
You opened it and the scar on I had this weird flash of, like, I vaguely remember touching a scar like that when someone was holding me, but that's it. That's all I got. I have a lot of questions and no answers.
well, and honestly, I hope I'm wrong, but I feel like what this all boils down to, at the very least, is that Rex and Mother are doing things to Rev's family, or have done things to Rev's family.
I guess they're doing things to all our families.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
they
I
are
guess.
also doing things to the ideal specimen Billion's family.
Thank you, Twerk.
You just
Wait, did you just call Patchwork twerk?
Like, twerk. Patchwork.
Twerk.
Twerk.
I love it.
Oh my god.
Patchwork looks around to see what something designated twerk would be.
Patchwork. Thank you. Patch twerk.
And then I guess, I mean,
You'll get it.
Oh, Billion. It is patchwork. Our designation is patchwork.
Okay. We'll see.
so I guess we're all kind of intermingled in this nonsense, and
the fuck is Giovanni?
I would also like to know that, but
Aye, but
At
that's
this point, Rev will open her flipstone and she's looking for a Giovanni message, but I guess in order to do that, she probably has to look at everything else.
Mm-hmm.
oh no.
There's a lot of missed messages from a certain dwarven couple. Both of them, Rosie and Bergen, both.
Oh, dang.
The most recent one being,
Why are you laughing so hard?
because this is so profoundly relatable.
Oh no.
Oh,
The most
boy.
recent one being, just heard from Giovanni. Would have been nice to know you weren't going to make it for dinner from you, but we understand. The kids are bummed. Let
Oh
us
my God,
know
Ben, too
that you're
real.
safe and sound. We'll reschedule for their date. We love you. Don't feel bad.
Too
Rosie.
late. It's too fucking late.
Don't feel bad.
Nothing will make you feel more bad than someone saying, "Don't feel bad."
Oh god.
And
Oh.
Rev, you know Rosie, she's fucking straight to the point. She truly means this. Like, don't feel bad. Like, we totally understand. We know you. We love you. It's okay.
I feel like Rev should roll for psychic damage.
1d12, please.
Rev's having chest pains.
1d20 of psychic damage.
And then you have one. You do have one from Giovanni. It's him holding like 4 boxes of different Oreos. It's a selfie that he took.
Oh,
Got Oreos. Be back in 5.
How long ago did that come in? Because
like
Rev
three-
is gonna.
it was
You
like
all
3
just like
minutes ago.
watch her face fall at the Bergen and Rosie one, and she just. Okay, later. And she tells herself she's gonna handle that.
Oh, did you open the most recent one from Bergen?
The,
So the most recent one from Rosie is the one that you read. But if you want,
how long
you can,
ago was that one?
It was probably, let's see, yes.
Like the night of dinner?
It's probably the after, like a couple of hours before dinner,
So 2 days ago.
approximately. Yeah.
Awesome. How recent is the most recent Bergen one?
About
It
the same
wasn't-
time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think a lot
I
of
mean,
these
I feel
notifications
like-
had
I feel
piled
like
up
Rev-
to begin with.
I don't know if Rev would open it after having read Rosie's, but also I really want you. The shit-eating grin on your face says I should let you tell us
No,
what you
fine,
have
it's
written
fine.
for
You
Bergen.
You can wait. You can wait for a later date if you'd like to open that one.
Yeah, she'll do that later.
Okay.
You just look so fucking pleased with yourself.
I am so pleased with
Ben is
myself.
just taking texts that he has
Did
gotten.
you write this out in advance?
No, I just thought about the texts that I've gotten the last couple weeks.
Oh no.
It's so bad.
Oh.
Oh,
Except for
boy.
that instead
Maybe.
of just heard from Giovanni, it's just heard from Katie.
Yep.
Yeah, no. So if she sees the Giovanni one that says 5 minutes, she'll just reply with, "You should really hurry."
I think how much time do you think Rev spends like feeling guilty about not texting Bergen and Rosie?
A lot. She definitely thought about it while at the carnival.
Okay.
She
Okay.
did, and Ryan felt bad about not texting Bergen and Rosie. So
Yeah.
fuck you.
Yeah.
But she definitely like thought about it at the carnival. Was like, oh shit, I should tell them I'm not coming to dinner, and then didn't, and then forgot.
As one
So
does.
now she feels even worse that she like thought about it and didn't do it, as opposed to just didn't think about it at all.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. I
I
think.
love RPing ADHD. It's so
Oh,
fun.
God, it's so relatable.
I don't know
Um,
why I did this to myself. Too
It was
fucking real.
unintentional. I think it kind of happened organically, where we're like, oh,
As I was building her, and I was like, oh shit, she 100% is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You get a text back where it's like, just pulling in. See you in a sec.
Yeah, Rev's gonna just walk to the door and open it, and just whether he's like right there or not, just we have questions.
Okay, I'll be there in a second. Hang on. And a second later, he comes up and he's got like a big thing of cookies, like a stack of Oreos in his hand, or Oreos as they are called here. Oreos. Yeah, okay, what's going on? Oh, it's a family dinner. All right.
Giovanni has arrived. We are using the spatulas for telling of truths.
Oh.
We are at your turn now.
Oh, it's my turn.
Very
Okay,
quickly, for the sake of time, before Giovanni tells us anything, can I just say that I have filled him in on all the hour and a half's worth of shit that we have talked about?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Or like sort of like texting it to him as you guys have been going on.
Sure, that works too.
Yeah. Okay.
As long as he knows.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. Let me hang on. Let me put these down and get settled. You guys mind if I grab a glass of wine? It's been a bit of a day.
No.
You have no idea the headache that you all caused with. I mean, I guess in fairness, it's not really you all causing it. So
maybe just bring the bottle, boss.
the butt. Oh, Oh,
Rev, you've already had 3 beers. Is that really
Not for me.
okay?
He goes and grabs a bottle of wine, uncorks it, sits down, pours himself a glass. He is currently human-sized, so he is sitting at the table with the rest of you. He takes the little box off and puts it on the ground.
That. I don't think we're done.
Patrick uses their one arm to pull out their sketch pad and then another pin, and it's just ambidextrously just drawing this variation of Giovanni.
So
Do you have another arm, Patchwork?
Wait, are you asking? Is Rev asking Patchwork? Because Patrick has a twig arm, and then
no,
a regular
Patchwork does
arm.
not.
Left your
Patchwork
twig
left
arm.
the twig arm at the at the circus.
Dude, I got 2 arms.
Wait, I'm sorry. Do you have
Didn't
2
you
twig
leave your?
arms?
I wrote down that you left your twig arm. This
Yeah.
is now. You left
I'm-
your twig arm at the circus.
Yes, Patrick is using their other arm.
Is it also a twig?
Oh, it's a
That's a
regular
regular arm.
it's a regular
You, for
Motron
some
arm.
reason, the way you described that, I'm picturing you using drawing with 2 arms at once, and I was like, wait, when did you get it?
No.
Do you
It
just
grew back.
regenerate?
Patrick-
Because you had
Patrick
mentioned that
has-
you had a little
has
twig, and I was
a little root sticking out where the
Mhm.
twig arm used to be, a little
Right.
bud on it. And then Patrick has their regular Motron arm and their 2 little
Right.
Motron feet. And
you had
Patrick's
mentioned the
ambidextrous.
little root, and I was like, oh my god, have you and Ben just secretly been rolling to grow back your twig arm with none of us noticing?
No, that's fucking hilarious. You guys were like, yeah, it's roughly the same size, and it's
Yeah.
no, it's a whole fucking arm now. No, we have not. We've not been doing that,
Patrick's-
but boy, would that have been
yeah.
funny.
Oh yeah, that would have been great. Oh man, good stuff.
Shit.
Not too late.
Hey,
Yeah.
Patrick
No.
was about to have to take a turn with the spatula.
No, Patrick's right arm was the twig, but they've still got a left arm, but they can draw with both, so they don't need 2. They're fine. They're fine. Hey, Patrick, they're fine. Don't worry
Patrick's
about them.
doing great.
Okay.
Patrick's
having a great time.
drawing.
So sorry.
Patrick's
Right?
drawing. So complicated just to be like, Patrick likes drawing.
So okay, so
Giovanni, we have some problems.
yeah, it kind of seems like that. Azad's been kind of keeping me up to date as you guys have been having a conversation. There's a lot of shit. I kind of have some news too for you guys. Also a question, but maybe do you have questions for me before I let you kind of fill you in on what I've gotten over the course of the last few hours? And
How late is it right now?
probably early evening.
Hey, GM, what time is it exactly?
I was about to say 8:32.
Ben's gonna
Oh, what do
roll for
you know?
time.
It is fuck it, 8:32.
Perfect.
Calling it
I-
late evening.
I think that my only question is, does any of this mean anything to you?
The stuff here on the table or the jars?
I mean,
Yeah.
everything.
pretty-
The
that's pretty
jars, the
vague.
stuff on the table, the connection between Rex and
Do you know what
Mother-
Rex does?
Okay, so well, I'll start with that question because that's probably the easier one to answer. There's not a whole lot he doesn't do.
Oh,
There's not a whole lot of pies he doesn't have at least a finger in.
that
You-
just
you
ruins a
understand.
bunch of pies.
If there is one person capable of ruining a proper pie, it is that fucking guy. So-
Ruining pies is a profession?
It can be. It's the profession of somebody who is truly dedicated to.
A monster.
Yeah, it takes a monster to ruin a good pie.
A profession for destruction of pies is dedication to a monster?
It takes a monster to be dedicated enough to ruin. You know what? We're getting lost in, I think,
Yeah,
the sort of the semantics
wanna
of
just
this.
circle
It's a
back.
real
It's a
pastry
metaphor.
pilferer.
Is one of the things that he does do taking the life force out of innocent forests and putting them into jars?
That is a new one. to
Or
me to
patrons. Or
These
family
have
members.
nothing to do with pies.
hear. So again, it's a metaphor.
Master Giovanni, with all due respect, what thou has brought us all together, but we are all connected in a strange, mysterious way. How does thou brought what? Why? You must know something.
So, it certainly does not look good for me, I guess, in some ways.
No.
I do see now how this could reflect kind of poorly on me.
In Giovanni's defense, Patchwork really isn't involved at all.
1 out of 6.
I know it doesn't. I agree, it doesn't look good. Go on.
That
explain
we
yourself.
know of so far.
That we know of so far. So, okay, so truth be told, my
We have never disrupted a pie.
Patchwork, and I appreciate you for never having put your fingers in a pie. It is a very thoughtful and
We do
kind
not
thing.
require sustenance.
That makes it a lot easier to not ruin pies. You know, there
Oh.
are some. I'm getting sidetracked,
We have no use for pies.
which is also in a way very sad because pies are delicious. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked.
Yeah.
I haven't eaten all day. Do you mind if I grab something to eat?
Do we have pie?
No, but I would actually really like an answer to the question now that it's been posed.
if you want one.
I'll
I'm
take a
not
pie, please.
getting-
Blueberry.
I'll take some more wine.
Blueberry pie and a wine. Okay.
You know, just when I think I'm being too distracting about pies, we're having a pie play happening. I'm excited. Roll for pie, everybody.
Roll for pie.
Apple, please.
So your fancy chef friend begins to make pies, and within 25 or 30 minutes, the smells begin to fill the kitchen.
So
You
it's
see-
full that time.
Giovanni cuts himself some bread, and as you see he's sort of collecting his thoughts, and kind of trying to figure out how best to explain his process. Oh boy, is it ever!
Simply
sits
the
down.
most. The most.
and also the least at the same time, which is just incredible, really. And he takes a sip and he sort of sits down, even without really leaving his seat. He is sitting, but then he sort of settles properly into his seat, and he looks at you all in turn and says, "So, truth be told, my interest in bringing you all together is somewhat selfish, but it is based upon your individual merits and not based upon the connections which we are now discovering. Which, to be honest with you, I mean, I knew about the individuals who knew one another, but I didn't know the degree to which you were all connected. This is the first that I am hearing about Rex's forays into augmentation of any kind. This is news to me. I brought you all together for various reasons. Patrick and Azad, I know the two of you already, and I know that you guys know Rev. Azad, I brought you here because I thought you needed to get away from the single-minded focus of reading books and trying to save your children. And I have an update on the book side, not the children's side, but I'll get to that. Corner, you solve mysteries. And while they've been smaller mysteries, you have a keen eye. I thought that was valuable. Alistair, you needed a chance to redeem yourself. I've seen you do a lot of good, and I felt that it was necessary to provide you with the opportunity to continue your growth. Rev, you need some structure in your life, and you need to get out of your fucking apartment from time to time. Don't even. Bill, I just like you a lot. I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought I met you this one time, and I was
Oh,
like,
gee.
what a guy.
The ideal specimen.
Well, shucks.
The ideal specimen, indeed.
Did you just become Southern for a second there? Okay,
It's so
that's okay.
catchy. It's so catchy. It's so catchy. So,
You know, that Southern Mafia.
I mean,
but also, there was something wrong with where you were from, and it was not something that you yourself could have figured out. Not necessarily that you couldn't have figured out, but I think that you needed help. I thought you needed help in addressing it. individually, you are all incredibly capable individuals. You also all have very different skill sets and ways of approaching the world, and you have different backgrounds, which is why I thought, as a group, you are much better together. That was the connection that I was going off of. Now, with recent events being what they are, it turns out that you're more connected than even I would have thought or could have guessed, really. The jaws of life force is truly one of the most concerning things I have seen possibly ever. I don't know how it's happening. Actually, could you just pass me one of the jars? I just want to hold it for a second.
I don't know who had the jars last.
I think I have the jar. It's sealed up, but I think it's still in front of me, right? We didn't.
I don't think we moved it
back. I don't think we moved it.
I'm still
after.
clutching onto my jar. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I have the forest one.
Okay. Yeah.
In the forest.
He sort of sits with it for a moment. He takes it very, very delicately. He sort of sits with it for a moment, and you watch as his eyes sort of like glow momentarily. Interesting. He sets it down.
What'd you just do?
Oh, it was just a identification. Just wanted to know what was going on.
What'd you get out of it?
Not really anything different than Azad did. I just wanted to. I was curious for my own sake to actually sort of experience it. I guess there maybe is some good news. It doesn't feel like it's like the forest is totally dead and in here. It does feel like this is just sort of part of its life force. So, Bill, if it's any comfort, I don't think your family is dead. I just think that they are dying, which is maybe less.
That's a lot better.
Comforting now that we can help. It's not. We don't have to bring them back from the dead.
Well,
Babe, don't worry. Your family's not dead. They're just dying. Big
So
difference.
that feels pretty time sensitive.
It does. I also have to bring up another thing that involves death, which is also kind of time sensitive. Which is sort of this is a bit of a non sequitur from our previous conversation. But so Azad, remember how when we talked last, I said you focus on this thing. I'm going to have some people do some research on books, and so, okay. And then I also was going to send someone to check on your kids.
Yes.
Okay. So I was expecting to hear back about your kids already. Haven't heard a thing yet, which is a little concerning. I'll be honest.
Okay.
So I don't have any news on that.
Really. Okay.
But that's not to do with the death thing.
Okay, well that's good. Yeah, when you lead with death and then bring up my children and then tell me that there's no news.
Okay, but that's the thing. That's the thing that's like quicker and we can move on. So remember how? So you've been reading a lot of books. They're not that useful. I think we can both agree. Not that books aren't useful. To be clear, books are great. Literacy, 10 out of 10. But what you're looking for is something that's going to help you with dealing. Hey, there we go. Fucking Corey reads, my guy. I might have found something that'll help.
Okay.
But it's in a place that's kind of hard to get to.
How will it help?
That part we're not sure about yet.
Okay. So far, I'm totally on board, Giovanni. You have given me
he's
zero information.
Okay. Well, then shut the fuck up and let me talk.
Okay, Jesus. I'll shut the fuck up and let me talk.
Giovanni is holding the spatulas.
I am holding I'm actually holding all the spatulas. Thank you, Patrick. There are some very obscure writings about a grimoire of sorts that had in the past, and this is centuries or possibly even millennia ago, it's unclear The timeline is vague. There are a lot of conflicting reports. But of a grimoire that held immense power. And at some point, it went missing. I've had some people do a little bit of digging. And it looks like it might have been sent to a different plane. Whether for safekeeping or to keep it secret or so that it can be used by somebody for nefarious purposes, I don't entirely know. What I do know is how to get you there. But I can also pretty much guarantee you guys are not going to like it. You might kind of have a bit of a guess at where I'm going with this.
I do, and I don't like it. That's correct, yes.
Okay. So I'm going to have to kill you to get you there.
Okay,
Can we rewind that, please? Just a tad.
Okay.
What?
So
I
have
really should go see Bergen and Rosie before
I call them.
let
They
you
know.
Yeah, that didn't help.
Well, somebody has to do the communicating, Rev, and if it's not going to be you, it's going to have to be me.
If I let you murder me,
I'm holding the spatulas.
you want to murder us.
I don't want to murder you. And to be clear, it's
I
not
don't
a
want
permanent...
to murder you. I
it's-
have to murder you. Oh, okay. That just makes it so much better.
Do
Okay,
you
but
want...
can we go back to the time-sensitive nature of Billion's family isn't dead yet?
Right. So here's my personal suspicion. Based on the location, the last known location of this grimoire, and the very small amount of information that I've been able to gather about Mother, I think she might have been the one to set it away. And I think she might be the one using its power to help with whatever the fuck is going on here. And sort of gestures at the table in front of you.
Then it is my responsibility to put an end to that wretched witch's tactics and antics.
Giovanni, as much as I don't want to do this, I do have one logistical question.
Sure.
Patchwork.
We disintegrate upon our demise.
We can do something about that.
Okay. Okay.
Our
I
death
happen
would
to
return
know-
us to Mechanus, which would solve a problem of the Reclaimers.
So I've
Mistress,
got...
should we perish for safety of the group?
No.
So I've got a couple of solutions. One is that I happen to know a couple of very powerful magic users. You also happen to know these very couple powerful magical users.
It's the dragons, isn't it?
It's our friends. Yes,
Yeah.
it's yes. So I have a couple. I have a I don't want to call it a theory because I am almost 100% confident in my ability to succeed with this.
I don't like the almost when it involves our.
Well, I've never used it
collective-
on. I've never used it on a Modron before.
Do you, boss? I'm pretty sure that at least one of them is hungover. So maybe,
Who?
well, my brain says Vincent. That's not his name.
The Drake or the
No,
or the
sorry.
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey, thank you. It's
Attendant Jeffrey?
Oh, we did. We got rid
Jeffrey.
of that. We took care of that earlier.
Are we
Oldville.
100? And you're talking about? Are we very sure he's not hungover? Because I really like that to not mess with your theory.
No, he's totally fine. He had a couple of vaudeville and also a restoration. So
Okay.
Could we? So
here's my thought. Right. Patchwork. Have you ever considered?
Should
the
we
fact
take
that-
a spatula?
Yeah. Here you go. Pass you a spatula. Have you ever considered that, despite being part of a larger entity, that you, as an individual, have a soul?
Oh, it's Rev's gonna get a beer and be like, "Oh, we've been through. Yeah, I can't wait for you to play this game."
Just as a hypothetical question, have you ever considered this?
This consideration is difficult.
True, but when your corporeal body disintegrates, something goes back to Mechanus, right?
Yes.
What is that if not your soul?
The energy needed to power this form.
Mm-hmm. What do you think powers the rest of us? And don't say the mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell, because I'll have a fucking hissy fit.
Oh. You mean
I don't mean like our physical bodies, right? We eat food, we burn the food to make whatever. But what powers us?
your minds?
What powers that?
The knowledge one has cataloged throughout their existence.
Are you sure about that?
The knowledge that turns into experience?
Is that what powers us? I'll let you think on that. Here's my thought.
And it's not the mitochondria, the powerhouse of
It is
the
definitely
cell.
not the. I mean, the mitochondria is a hard worker. To be clear, I don't want to shortchange the mitochondria for the contributions, but we have a soul. In Patchwork, I'm not 100% sure, but I am 99.99% sure that you have a soul.
It's that.
And if I can anchor that, well, so here's the thing. Even if it is just energy, I'm pretty sure I can anchor it to this plane and keep you from fully
against
leaving.
the power of Primus.
Yeah. Because no one's ever tried, I don't think. I can't find any record anywhere or any real reason why anyone would have tried before. So why would you have safeguards against a thing that no one's ever tried to do?
I have two
Patchwork's eye just gets so big.
Now, I want to be clear. This doesn't mean that you can't die. You could still die. I mean, you're going to have to, right? For this to work, you have to die. But it does mean...
You surmise that you are more powerful than Primus.
No, I surmise that I have the advantage of being unexpected in my tactics. I would never surmise to be more powerful than Mechanus. That's no, definitely not. But I don't think that they expect anyone to try this, because why would they?
You mean to outwit Mechanus?
I do.
How dost thou plan to do something so dangerous, and how can we trust thou word?
I've got no reason to let you down, to sell you out.
Yeah, but you did kind of do a little manipulating to get us all to be friends.
I put you in the place. You guys became friends of your own volition.
Can I inside check him just to see if he's hiding anything or
Sure.
holding anything back? Is he being 100% sincere?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead. Make an insight check.
That's a natural 30 somehow.
Oh my gosh!
22.
22? He's being completely forthcoming in his plan. He like genuinely is I think with a 22 you know, one, yeah, it's totally risky, and he's not 100% sure because he hasn't tested it, but you get the sense that, like, if he didn't think it wouldn't work, or if he thought that there was a good chance that this wouldn't work, he wouldn't bother bringing it up. Or you would just say, like, you know, like 5 of you are going to have to go and Patchwork's going to have to stay.
Giovanni, can we sleep first at least? I'm exhausted.
And
Can you just kill us in our sleep so we don't know?
Well, so here,
We do not sleep.
So I have kind of like a short answer and a longer answer. The short answer is yes, you could. The longer answer is I don't think you need to. Where you're going.
Okay.
And you'll be bringing us back.
Oh, we'll revive you. It's easy enough. I can give you 12 hours.
Okay.
And then we bring you back. 12 hours. And
To
we
get
bring you
this,
back.
to get this grimoire.
That is correct.
Can
Okay.
you tell us anything? A map,
I don't have a map.
descriptor.
I don't
We're
have
just
descriptor.
we're just gonna go into another plane of existence and look for a book.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
12 hours is like fucking 4 months worth of content, y'all. We got this.
It's almost like we could get through a whole ballad in that time.
Oh my.
Hi.
Ooh.
Ah.
So
Such
okay.
buzz.
So here's what I can tell you. So I don't have a map, nor do I have a point of contact for you. But I have spoken to a couple of people who have been there and come back. There is it's called, oh gosh. He thinks for a second. The Sunless Crossing.
That sounds dark.
Very
It's
ominous.
well, it's I mean, there's no based on what
There's
they've
no
said.
sun,
there's
obviously.
no sun. It doesn't sound like there's stars or anything like that. But it's not like a purgatory where you're being punished. It's more like a space in between where, if you have unfinished business, which let's be real, if I killed the 6 of you, you've got very unfinished business. Where you sort of spend some time reflecting. In your case, I think it's how we can get this grimoire, and you could bring it back.
Okay.
And then we can use the grimoire to fix things.
I don't know if you can fix it with the grim. I mean, I would hope that you can use it to fix things. I don't know if in the case that you're thinking, I think this is more of something that you can weaponize, which will be helpful in fixing things in terms of removing the things that need to be removed before you can fix. You got to cut out rot before you can fit. You can like heal a wound sometimes.
All right. I like a nature metaphor. Okay.
But I do think that it'll slow down whatever is happening, because I think that as a source of power, it's being abused.
All right. Sold.
Okay. I think we all need to sleep first.
Didn't Giovanni just say that we don't? Giovanni, you said we don't.
Based on what I've been told, it seems like when you arrive there, like if you were like horrifically slashed open or something, you patched back up.
Yeah, I don't mean to heal. I mean to not make decisions in panic mode.
Well, I've been thinking about this for like many hours now. If you want time to like think about it, sure. I do think that the sooner that we do this, the better, for the sake of the people in the jars. But
Rev, time is of the essence.
Yes.
Yes.
Billion and Corna both have people that they care about that are.
but that does actually lead me to a question. Did you guys ever make it to the guy that we found on the front stoop? Were you able to get to his tent?
Wolf?
That guy, yeah, Wolf.
No, but we did get all that other background from Alistar, so I don't know if that's helpful. Sounds
Okay.
like he was a victim of Mother as well.
All right.
Are you going to send us back to the circus, Giovanni? Because
No. I'm not
Okay.
going to send you back. If you decide to go back, I think that there's a decent chance you can find out more. But also, if you can just find a way to get in contact with him, that might also do the trick. I'm not going to tell you how to do the thing that you do. You guys have been doing a great job so far. It's been very impressive. Bit of a headache to deal with the gods today, but that's not your fault.
did you say gods or guards?
Gods?
Okay, all right. Because
That
I was
didn't
gonna have a
answer any
long-
question.
Perfect. Nailed it.
Nailed it. Awesome.
G-A-U-R-D-S.
The
Gods.
guards.
Guards.
Oh,
Gods.
the guards.
Gods.
With
We're
the
saying the
silly
same
ass-
fucking thing.
Nope.
No.
Hmm.
Fuck you guys.
I think that
Okay.
if we're gonna find Wolf, we can find Wolf when we get unalived.
Revived.
Dead.
Realived?
The word
Survive.
you're looking for is dead.
No, I'm looking for the
When you come back?
from
Undead.
yeah.
Revivified.
Yes.
But
Oh.
Rev, if you don't want to come, I understand. I think we need to go.
no,
talk.
I think we need to say I really would like to not have Billion's family in a jar in our bags.
Me too.
Real bad.
Same.
Do you want to?
And I
them
get-
More ideal
Well, there-
specimens is preferable to less ideal specimens.
sure. I have no idea what the fuck to do with that. But like, you told them I wasn't coming home for dinner. That doesn't mean I haven't gotten 7 million emails, text messages, sending stone pings, pebbles,
Pebbles is the
Pebbles.
word you're looking for.
pebbles. Let's call them
Definitely
pebbles.
Pebbles. That kicks
Mhm.
ass.
Yes.
Phenomenal.
But
Gravel is the aggregate.
if I let you kill me
Yeah.
without having been home for days,
Sure.
you all have people you care about in jars. I have people I care about here.
Rev, I also have people I care about here.
Do you want me to invite
Yeah, I
them
saw
over for
mine
dinner?
2 days ago. You haven't seen yours in weeks.
I feel like time is kind of relative if we're dead.
Giovanni, perhaps you kill us first and revivify us to set aside fears.
Giovanni, when we come back, do we come back immediately or do we come back in 12 hours?
It'll be-
If we come back.
Well, okay. So one, you definitely come back. That's easy enough for us to do. I know a cleric. It'll be fine.
I know a cleric.
And I got a guy. That's my.
Giovanni's the I know a guy.
I know a guy,
Okay.
and yet somehow we went into a fight with Reclaimers with
know a druid.
one healer.
Hey, that sounds like a personal problem.
You put us all together.
I didn't know reclaimers were showing up. I was sending you guys to go get some information. That's not my fault. I don't
I
pull the
mean-
strings of Mechanus.
Giovanni, didn't you know that it's been 7 years?
Giovanni,
I
just
didn't
kill
even.
us.
I'll be honest. I didn't
Just
know
kill
that was
us.
a thing that they did. So no.
Just do it. I'm
Azad,
ready.
you're making decisions for all of us again.
I am. Yep. It's ready. We gotta go.
Okay.
feel
no,
like
I'm
murder
not
is
gonna-
something you really need everyone's consent
Okay,
for.
it's also not murder. It's like more like medically assisted suicide in this particular instance.
I'll-
Yeah.
Magically assisted suicide? Yeah.
It's not. We're coming back. It's a trip. We're taking a trip.
You are
We're
taking a
going
trip.
on vacation.
This is more serious than just a trip. We're still relying on a cleric we don't know to be able to bring us back.
Alistair walk over to Reverie and say, Mistress Reverie, thou must have faith. I believe in Giovanni. With the cause that we are fighting for, we can't slow down. We must make haste, or else the forest, Mother Rex, the world will be in their hands, or much worse. Please, Mistress Reverie.
The world has been in their hands for we don't know how long. And I recognize that makes us feel like we need to panic. But Alistar, we just went through something that made us all question each other to the point where you chugged a beer.
Mm.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I don't think we should be making panic choices that are this serious right now.
I'm not panicked, Rev.
Rev, we just met, but I think that this Rex guy is really bad. And it seems like no one's done anything to stop them. Now, there was a monk that helped Alistar and me get away. And Mother, she's no joke. all I heard when I was in that house was screams. And now she's in this in-between place? I understand that you have people, and I wish I did too. But I think that to keep those people safe, we have to do this.
Please.
I'd give Rev a spatula if she doesn't have one.
Trying so hard to stay serious. Don't do that. You sent us to the circus and told us we had dragons as backup. And we couldn't handle what came at us without calling in the dragons. 3 of you just almost died. And you're just willing to do this without any
Technically, you guys.
How do we know
you
we're gonna
you
be-
handled the thing that you were supposed to handle with backup without backup. The Modron thing, that was unexpected. That was somewhat bad luck, I would assume. But that was. There's no shame in calling in backup.
But we can't call in backup.
Then don't come, Rev. You
won't be alone there. Based on the conversations that I've had, there's law and order there. And if the plane is being used in such a way that goes against what its purpose is for you to find peace or to reconcile your existence with maybe what you had hoped for, or maybe it's just a place for you to hang out while you wait for someone to bring you back, which in your case is like kind of it. There's a system of government there. There are people, there are laws, there are rules. If it's not being used that way, I can't make an introduction. But there are people who would probably be willing to help. If not directly, at least point you in the right direction. Get you a name. Get you a location. You're not going to be alone.
Master Giovanni, we are ready to go first. And in the event this does not work, please take this. It is a catalog of all of us together destroying pies.
I'll keep this safe when you come back in one piece. Are the rest of you in?
I'm in.
Yes, I am.
I'm in if Alistar's in.
It is my duty. I'm in. And I look over at Corner, giving him a nod.
Rev?
Rev is clearly thinking. She's poking at the plants from the jar again, like that she played with the jar again, and looking at it. And she's just gonna shove the Oadville in front of Alistar and take one herself.
Alistair will grab it and take it as well with you in solidarity.
And kind of just like shake her head and be like, fine. But I will haunt you forever, boss.
You already do that, kiddo. I'm going to bring you back in 12 hours. It's going to be fine. That said, I don't fucking know what happens if you die there, so please be incredibly fucking careful.
Can't be worse than what happens if we die here. Well, never mind. Maybe it can. I don't want to know.
I don't know about that one. You might want to honestly maybe ask, or maybe don't. Okay.
We're gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
So we can't do this like immediately. You are going to have a little bit of time because Patchwork, and he passes you a little a diamond on a golden chain. It's like, I need you to attune to this, just for the moment. You're going to leave it here with me. This is your anchor. He passes you the stone. So you have an hour, give or take.
Okay.
You guys want like a farewell dinner? Spaghetti
Rev
and
is-
meatballs?
Rev is just gonna get up and leave. Leave. Like
Leave?
she'll be back, but she's going home first.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have spaghetti and meatballs.
Yeah. Nina, you can take Rev's place.
Does Nina
Bottle
require the spatula?
Nina cocks his head to one side.
I think he said his part.
He looks over at Billion.
That's
Um,
fair.
All right. So, atypically, Giovanni rolls up his sleeves and he actually hops over into the kitchen and starts to make you guys dinner himself. Sort of pats fancy chef on the shoulder and is like, "Why don't you just go sit down, hang out? I got this one."
Oh God, does Fancy Chef come and sit next to me?
I don't think there are seats available next to you, but he does take. Actually, I think he sits down in Giovanni's seat. Oh my God! Without like not meaning to be like a butthead, but it's a seat that was available. But Rev, you're heading home,
Mm-hmm.
so you make your way. It's a short enough walk. You get back. You've got probably, if you had to guess, you've got probably 30 minutes
Yeah.
before you have to leave. Are you grabbing anything from your place, or are you just going to see Rosie and Bergen?
Yeah, I don't think she's grabbing anything from her place because I think, at least from her understanding of it, it wouldn't really matter. Right? Like our casters and whatnot are getting back their spell slots and they're getting back their health points, but that doesn't mean that if she like grabs a half-finished mechanical object, which is what she has, that's coming with her.
You're not sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think she thinks she has anything useful at the moment.
Okay.
I think and I don't think she has any extra health potions from things that Giovanni has given her in the past. I think she would have taken them from someday when something blew up in her face.
Yep, that sounds
So I
about
don't
right.
think she has a stash of them. I think she would just be going to like put on her own clothes and shower in her own shower briefly.
Cool.
Because as much as she likes that Giovanni always has clothes, they're always brand new. And she wants one of her like beat up, super soft, comfy jumpsuits.
Hell yeah.
And then she's just going to go play with the kids.
Cool. You knock on the door, it like flies open, and the kids immediately just like dogpile. Just like pile on you, super excited. It looks like Rosie and Bergen were like kind of like doing dishes and whatnot after dinner.
She'd probably pull them briefly to tell them like what happened and what's going to happen. And maybe ask Rosie if in her travels she'd ever, right? Because she's done her own adventuring, right? Like I think she would ask her if she's ever done anything like this. And if so, what she would recommend. What she knows, right? Like,
Yeah. So I think, a couple of the older kids are probably sitting at the table with you guys, sort of like just listening in while some of the younger ones are, playing around by the fireside.
Yeah. I mean, and she might even be doing this like building blocks, playing with mini cars with the kids while
Mhm.
she's talking to them like over their head.
Cool. Rosie and Bergen exchange a look, and Bergen puts in like, I don't personally have any experience with it, but Rosie. And you see she kind of like glances up at her maul, like very like longingly and lovingly, as if like there's like a moment of her like, God, maybe I should come with. It's
Hey,
like,
hey Ben.
Hmm?
What's her malt's name?
everybody knows. It's
Hey, Ben,
Not everybody watched
It's
that
called
podcast.
thorn because every rose has its thorn. It's not funny anymore. Ruining my surprises. Yeah. And then she kind of like she like collects her thoughts for a second, and she's like, Rev, I've been there. I know what he's talking about.
He makes it sound real easy, and he's real confident.
You just kind of arrive. It's I don't really know how to describe it, but it was during a sort of a team match back in the day, and I never. So I only died once in the arena, and it was that time. They brought me back, after a couple of minutes. But I found myself I woke up and I was completely fine. Weapon in thorn in hand. And I just I woke up in a golden field. I had a skeleton. I wish I could remember his name. John? Maybe? No. Johan? Maybe. Bony fella. Skeleton. Initially, I thought I was going to kill him. But he's actually quite friendly. A bit of an accent. He's a nice enough guy. Gave me a short spiel on what I was doing there. And then I was back.
Minutes.
But it wasn't bad. Yeah, some people are there for a lot longer, based on what it sounded like from what he had to say. It wasn't the worst place I've ever been. There are worse places here on Mitra.
And you had Thorn, you had everything.
Everything
felt
with me.
the same.
Everything that was with me was with me.
So, I think at this point, Rev would take a second and take kind of mental stock and sigh. And Rev doesn't have a weapon. Rev doesn't carry a weapon. She has a dagger that she uses for normally not stabbing people.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is not her world.
Yeah.
And I think she's going to look at Rosie and say, I hate to ask, but I couldn't do almost anything when those things came at us. Can I take Thorn with me?
One last adventure? I don't see why not. But if you don't bring it back, I'll have Bergen kill me, and I'll come kill you there.
I feel good about that.
All right.
Deal.
She holds out her hand.
Rev just gives her a hug.
She wraps you up in a hug that quickly becomes almost completely bone crushing. It's easy to forget that this woman was now a doting mother, was once legitimately one of the most feared combatants in MMA.
Fuck you.
Did she and Rex? Oh my. Okay. All right. It's fine. It's fine.
You've never asked. Who
I'll
knows?
find out later. I'll find out.
And she grins as she sets you down. It's like, I can't think of anything I would love more than to send you on your way with Tharn. And she goes over and she pushes a step stool up, and she grabs Thorn off the wall, puts the step stool back, sort of twirls it so casually in her hand, and passes it to you. Rev, what's your strength score? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah. Nope. Had that thought. She is 14 plus 2.
14 plus 2. I think you surprise both of you by being able to wield this much better than you anticipated. But she makes it look like it's made out of paper mache.
Yeah, I don't think it feels like paper mache. And especially because Rev doesn't... She's not going to know what to do necessarily, but she knows it's sure as hell going to hit a lot harder and do a lot more damage than her dagger. And also it's the closest thing to her parents. So...
Yeah. You can go ahead and put a +1 Great Maul in your inventory.
All right.
Yep.
Cool deal. And then I think we'd be out of time. So I would
probably just about out of time.
Back. She has no idea how to attach. So she's just this thing through the streets.
I think I seeing your hesitation, Bergen's I made a sling for it back in the day. Do you want to put that on?
Rob, will it fit?
I can make a couple of quick adjustments. Come on. And he takes you into his little workshop, and there's just sewing supplies everywhere. And he does a couple of quick measurements, and he pulls down this shoulder harness for this Great Maul. And he starts making adjustments, and then very quickly clips it on. He's like, looks right as rain. You should be good to go.
Okay, above the table.
Mm-hmm.
Are Great Mauls and Mauls the same thing? Because in my inventory I can find a +1 Maul, but
+1 Maul. Yeah,
that's the right thing. Okay,
yeah.
Am I an absolute idiot? And I cannot
no.
find
You're good. It's a Maul.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. It is a great Maul.
Okay.
Awesome Maul.
Yeah.
That Maul is so cool.
Sick Maul.
Just want to make sure I'm putting the right thing in and not
Yeah.
doing a cheat. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. And then I guess she would walk back to Giovanni's.
Okay. As you leave, Bergen and Rosie scoop you in a big old bear hug between the two of them, and the kids immediately start glomming on. And Rosie looks at you and says, "Now you bring it back in one piece, you and the mole, and we'll see you tomorrow." She gives you a kiss on the cheek. All right. Good luck. And hey, Rev, have fun. It's the afterlife. It's not every day you get to go.
You're weird.
No, you're weird. Have you seen your house? Or your room?
Yes, it's your house.
Yeah, your room is bizarre. Now get the fuck out of here. We'll see you tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
All right.
And this time she actually walks out.
Cool. So you guys finish up a meal of homemade spaghetti and meatballs, and about just shy of an hour later, Rev comes back in with what looks like a custom made harness and an enormous maul strapped to her back.
Okay.
Impressive.
I see you're taking death well.
Look, we got surprised and I didn't like it, and I decided to be prepared.
I think that's a great plan, Rev.
Has it been?
Let's do it.
Can we get? Where?
Well,
Giovanni?
we're eating spaghetti right now, but
Well,
after.
I was gonna say, Giovanni, do you want to do it in the kitchen?
Mr. Fazad, that is very presumptuous of you.
Wow, they really are separated.
No,
Azad,
I don't mean. I feel like it's unsanitary to kill us in the kitchen. That's all I was trying to say. Is that
It
it
might
doesn't
be
feel like
easier
it is
for
a.
cleanup. At least this floor is tiled.
Oh. It's true.
I was thinking more. One Azad, very flattered, but
No, Giovanni, no, I don't want that.
You're
no,
like much too
that's-
young.
You're very much like a father figure. That really is.
Okay, good. I'm glad that we have
disgusting. I
the
don't-
same. Okay, perfect. I was actually thinking maybe we go to like the smoking room or something, put you all in comfortable locations, and then I was gonna put you all to sleep first, and then just kind of like kill. I don't know. I've never done this before. I've never.
You don't have a plan
Not
for how you're gonna
inspiring
kill us?
confidence.
I was maybe gonna ask Jeffrey and Vincent to do. I don't have it in me to kill you guys. Come on.
Oh my god.
Me?
Just do it.
Fine. It's fine. Let's go.
Let's go to the
Let's-
smoking room. And I have they can come in. They're gonna do the maybe they'll choke. I don't know.
Choke us?
We're gonna choke.
This is not my forte. Okay, I
We
come up
do
with the
not
ideas.
do
I
you
don't
have
do
a
them.
plan?
Giovanni.
I mean, I have a plan, which is to let them do it because I'm not going to because I don't have that.
Oh,
This was
Do you
your
have any-
idea.
Yeah,
do you have
I know
any
it's my-
cyanide?
You convinced me to do this, and you don't have a plan to kill
No,
us?
I have a plan.
Poison?
I mean, I guess I could probably poison you guys.
That might be the easiest.
There are pressure points that I can use on the heart of a humanoid that can stop its beating. If he wants me to teach that.
So you're gonna kill us all? Oh, you're gonna kill him.
Oh! I would never end a life. That's beyond me. But if Master Giovanni wished to, I could show him the way of harm, which can stop the heartbeat if needed.
Oh.
Teach a humanoid to kill, and he'll kill forever.
I think that maybe I do. I very much appreciate that offer, Star. That is very kind of you. I don't know that I want to do it that way. That feels too hands-on for me. Maybe poison is the best way to go.
We can do it like a shot together.
Perfect.
okay.
So you all go to the smoking room.
I don't know how this is gonna work for patchwork.
Master Giovanni, we do not drink.
So I did.
Oh, yeah,
I did
that's
think
fair.
about this for you.
We
I
have
am,
attuned the diamond, but we
Perfect.
do not drink.
I'm gonna have Vincent do that because he's got like a thing that he can do. If you had to assign a numerical value to your life force, how high would you say that goes? Would it be less than triple digits?
Wait, our life force?
Yeah, your life force.
How many hit points have you got?
We would rate it around day 17.
Perfect. Power word kill should do exactly the trick. It should be painless.
Cool. Well, let's
Actually,
go
I don't even know.
a
Do you
shot.
feel pain, Patrick? You know what? That's a conversation for another time. Okay. And he uncorks a bottle of
Patrick's
wine.
eyes just get big again, like,
Do I
feel?
feel pain?
What?
What?
Is feeling?
Sorry, not to give you an existential crisis right before you die, but temporarily die. So he pours 5 shots. He mixes some poison into this bottle of wine, and pours you each a glass. A few minutes later, Jeffrey and Vincent come in. Their hair is like super like windswept. It looks like they maybe kind of like spent the day just like zooming around and having fun.
Insight check. Or is this a thing? Are they?
Go ahead, insight check.
Okay, insight.
There's an age gap there.
19.
19. There might be some flirty undertones there.
Is there an age gap, or is there just a gap in the way that they present?
There is a gap in the way that they present. Hard to say. I mean, so Giovanni is by his own admission is an ancient golden dragon.
Jeffrey.
So Jeffrey, not Giovanni. Giovanni is a pixie. Sorry, this is not me like Freudian slipping, and Giovanni is also no. Jeffrey is, by his own admission, an ancient gold dragon. Vincent is an abyssal drake. His age is, because of the way that time passes in the abyss, is like also harder to judge. He is not an ancient abyssal drake, so he's definitely younger, but how much younger, and also like what that means in the context of like how old they both are, sort of an amorphous thing.
On a 19, did they kiss?
19, you have no idea, but there's definitely a vibe. There's a vibe. You are picking up on a vibe for sure.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
Azad can respect a vibe, and I'm absolutely gonna back off Vincent from here on out.
Yeah, there's a twinkle in Jeffrey's eye that you have not seen before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah. So they come in and like Vincent's like, so are we? I received your pebble. Is it just the one?
Got your peb.
I got your peb, girl. Sheesh. Is it just patchwork then? And Giovanni's like, yeah, just patchwork.
Oh.
All right. And he sort of comes down over to you, Patchwork, and takes a knee and says, well, I suppose I'll wait for the rest of you to drink. Patchwork, I am sorry in advance for what I have to do. And
We accept that this is the way to the next plane, but may we ask a favor?
Of course.
If we do not return, please make sure all we have cataloged makes its way to the appropriate repository for knowledge.
You would.
It's just like this bag of holding, just like
This is a lot. Okay. Jeff, do you want to? Jeffrey walks over and. Yes, I suppose I shall.
Jeff. Okay, sorry.
Focus, Azad.
I could
Yeah.
ask him to go to the kitchen too.
Jeffrey. I would say none of you even have to roll an insight check. Jeffrey blushes just ever so slightly at being called Jeff. Actually, I guess Azad, did you say that out loud in character?
I think so. Yes.
It sort of shoots you a look like, shut the fuck up.
Oh, then Rev 100% also told you to focus.
Perfect. Wonderful. So, okay. Vincent will look at all of you and say, "Oh well, when you're ready."
This reminds me of a story I once heard before about a little gnome and a large tree creature called Nomeo and Juliet. It did not work out.
To be clear, all of us have now had our drinks. You're just talking.
Apparently, yeah.
I'm
No.
sorry, I almost spit everywhere. You were referencing Nomeo and Juliet.
Juliet is so good.
Juliet.
Nomeo and Juliet.
Check yes, Juliet. Are you with me?
Juliet, total triad.
But bottoms up, as they say.
I can only imagine that the rest of us are already passed out. when he
Yeah,
says
we're
bottoms
definitely
up.
already dead.
Oh yeah, look around, say them.
Like, oh shit.
And Patchwork, Vincent takes your hand. He says, "See you soon," and then kind of gives you finger guns and winks, and everything goes black.
What a queer disaster.
So, What you guys don't see is them like very lovingly arranging you all and making sure that your heads, as they sort of loll to the side, as your body and soul separate from one another. What you do see is actually, I would love if each of you could roll a d6.
Okay. 4.
Okay.
5.
Okay.
2.
Okay. 3. 5. 5. Okay. So Rev, Korna, and Alistar. You three are the first ones to sort of come to. You open your eyes, laying on your backs in a field of like golden. It's not like wheat, but it's this beautiful, like windswept plain. Above you, no sun, no moon, no stars. Just a swirling vortex that appears to be centered elsewhere, although where you cannot currently see. And just this consistent, gentle rain of ash. As you look into the distance, you see on all sides, as far off, like on the edge of the horizon as your eyes will allow you, an immense storm that appears to surround you on all sides. Lightning crackling, the occasional rumble of thunder you can almost feel through the earth. And your companions alongside you. Looking down, you are completely unscathed. You don't feel any effects of the poison. Any aches or pains that you might have had are gone. Any scars that didn't bear some sort of deeper meaning have also disappeared. The three of you are the first to wake up. Your friends still snoozing next to you. I would love if you guys could make a perception check.
Did Thorn come with me?
Thorn is still strapped to your back.
21.
21?
Perception, right?
All right.
Math. 20. Dirty.
20? Cool.
$12.
12? Okay.
Who is shouting?
Yeah, what is that?
Yeah,
The
someone's
creepy
having a
laughter
party.
earlier was.
The three of you, as you sit there, you realize after a moment that Billion and Azad are here with you. But Patchwork isn't anywhere to be seen. And as you have that moment, you see this silvery gold dewdrop just begin to fall into your vision, hurtling towards you. And you have this moment of fear before you realize that it's actually moving quite slowly. As it begins to get closer, it's almost stopped moving. And it lands gently upon the ground, and there, lying on amongst the grass, is your friend Patchwork. With both arms. No longer a twig on the right-hand side, but your original arm. Regrown. And the two of you that got a 20 and 22 respectively, you see in the distance a figure moving towards you at a run? A gallop? Unclear. Zod, Billion, you begin to wake up. And you look around your surroundings and you see the same thing. You see this beautiful, what looks to be almost like endless expanse of this golden plain. Before Patchwork, you also arise. Would you guys like to tell the group that there is someone approaching? What would you like to do?
Something's coming. Is everyone all right?
I feel fine.
Yeah, I'm all right.
Ben, does what's coming towards us match the description that Rosie gave me?
Of what specifically?
Of the like.
Oh, the person that she met? No, this doesn't look anything like that person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
With a 20, I will say that you this person appears to have too many legs to be
I don't know how to explain this, but I don't. At least from what Rosie told me, I don't think that's the normal greeter.
Should we hide?
Is there anywhere to hide? Can we just like drop into the?
You could certainly try.
I don't like that answer. Is there
Oh,
any
boy.
like? Is it all just grass, or is there any?
As far as you can see currently,
Okay.
yeah. You are in a vast open plain.
The storm that's around us.
Mhm.
Does it feel like we're just like in the eye of it right now?
Almost, yeah. It seems like it sort of is the boundary of this space that you are in.
How tight to us is it?
Not very.
Like we can't feel it. We just know
It,
it's.
you can see it, you can sense it, you can see the lightning crackling through it from time to time. It looks like it is a long ways off. It also feels like space is sort of like almost a little bit stretchy. Like if there is something that you are maybe destined or intended to find here, you would be able to find it, but not everybody. But as you guys are sort of assessing, I would say Alistar with a 22, you can see that this figure is has a hand raised and is waving at you as they are running towards you.
Whatever that is, it's drawing ever closer. Brace yourselves. It's
I don't think
waiting.
there's anything we can do.
Does it feel? This is a weird. Can I roll to vibe check the creature with a lot of legs? Like,
Sure.
am I feeling
Roll
menacing?
for vibes.
Roll for vibes. All right.
Yeah.
What does it look like, Alistar?
It's a 19. For
19?
vibes.
I mean, Alistar said it's waving. As you kind of squint, it doesn't have you don't see like weapons or anything in its hands. You just see that it is running at you as fast as it can to get to you.
I guess we see what it wants. I don't think I'm going to make moves towards it, but I think I'm not going to try to hide myself from it.
Sure.
Alistair, being like a protector of the group, will see everyone's confusion, will just step forward, just awkwardly and hurriedly to kind of meet it. Doesn't want it to get too close before,
Sure.
and me being the fastest, kind of step of the windish, kind of make my way over there, try to meet it before it gets too close.
Absolutely. You do so, and as it gets closer, well, howdy there, y'all.
Yeah.
How you doing? Welcome to. I'm sorry. Well, there's a lot of you. May I approach your whole group so I can introduce myself just in one fell swoop to all of you?
Stay thee there.
Oh.
No, it's okay. Come on over. Hi, how's it going?
I both
hello
simultaneously
there.
want to hug this thing and also am terrified.
I feel the exact same way.
What you see before you is a female centaur.
Okay.
who is dressed in like simple
Somehow,
clothing.
Centaur makes it so much better because when you said many legs, I was picturing like a
I
gigantic,
said,
Yeah.
I said
like
two. I
I
said
was
too
like
many legs and more than two.
centipeding. Like my brain
No.
went bug.
Oh God! Oh no!
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
You
No,
didn't
no, this
make
is
it
a
very
centaur.
clear.
Yeah, this is a centaur.
You
Yeah.
said galloping. That was a nice little hint.
I did say
I-
galloping.
Yes.
Insight.
There you go. Well, first, let me allow me to introduce myself. My name is Amelia Marrow. Lovely to meet your acquaintance. I'm one of the shepherds here on the Sunless Crossing. You all are new here. Welcome. I am sorry at your passing, but it's lovely to see some new faces. What brings you all here? Besides death, I guess.
just
Tough crowd. All right.
We're looking for a book.
Well, okay,
It's a
corn
big
nut,
mystery.
corn nut.
Oh.
Okay, well, I was gonna say maybe let's kind of temper who we tell that to, but
Azar, I never said what book. It's just a book.
yeah, okay.
Mm.
Oh,
I mean, I'm sure
sorry.
there's plenty of books here, right?
So, correct me if I'm misunderstanding. It sounds like y'all are here intentionally.
Unfortunately, yes.
Well,
That is correct, ma'am.
lovely to see a fellow person of culture around here. Well,
Absolutely.
So, just delightful. If you don't mind, what are all your names? I'm forgetting my manners. I am so sorry.
What's your name?
Oh, Amelia
Amelia.
Marrow.
That's right. You did say that.
I did.
I'm
Hey, you
Corna.
listen. It's a little bit disorienting to die sometimes. I totally understand. Corna,
Yeah.
it is lovely to meet you.
I'm Azad.
Azad, a pleasure.
This is Patchwork.
Patchwork, absolute. Oh my! I've never seen someone like you here before. Patchwork, welcome.
That is above the table. I don't have time to unpack all of that.
Mhm.
Below the table, I'm just gonna let it go.
Patrick's just looking at the Modron arm that's not a twig arm, distressed.
I'm Billion. Bill for short. If that's
Bill?
easier.
You can call me Leah.
Leah. Nice to meet you.
Lovely to meet you as well. And you too. Your very fine blue-haired protective friend here. Hello.
Alistair is still very, very suspicious of this random four-legged creature he's never seen before. As he just...
I will attempt to pronounce that. Is that right?
Alistair Longstride.
My mistake. Lovely to meet you, Alistair. And you are? Young lady with the giant hammer?
Such a big hammer.
Sounds like a euphemism. Right?
The hammer
is
my dick. Is that the joke? Did I get it?
Yeah.
Did I do it?
Nailed
Did I-
it.
Nice.
Nailed it.
Nice. We got
Uh,
there.
Rev.
Rev, it is lovely to meet you. I am, well, so I guess ordinarily I'd say I'm sorry for your passing, but in this particular instance, it sounds like it's very intentional, which is unusual to say the least. You mentioned a book. So for the sake of full transparency, it is typically my job to sort of help you in sort of your orientation here. However, I will skip over my normal spiel because it sounds like you are perhaps not the intended audience. What are you looking for here? Those from the mortal realm, or mortal realms, I should say, typically you come here because you have unfinished business and you've got a decent chance of, popping back over. But it is unusual to find folks that are here in search of something.
God, I wish I could tell you, but to also be fully transparent, we don't really know. It's
Okay, all right.
It's a grimoire.
Okay,
It's quite powerful.
okay.
Grimoire
is powerful.
And that's really those are the two things that we know about it. It's a grimoire and it's really powerful, and it's here. Well, I guess that's three things. It's also here.
Alistar, should Should we ask if they know who she is?
Have you perhaps, my good multi-legged creature, seen such of a hag of sorts, or a woman garbed in probably a cloak, purple skin, very suspicious looking?
I mean, we certainly do have plenty of interesting looking folks here, but no one that matches that particular description, no. If you are here for a particular thing,
Hey, Amelia,
yeah.
is the storm normal?
Oh, the storm? Yeah, absolutely. That's completely normal. I would recommend not going there though. It is it's pretty dangerous.
But it's, and she like looks around, and
Mhm.
I mean it's everywhere, right? It's all the
Yeah.
way around us. 360.
Oh yeah, it's full 360. Yeah.
How do you go anywhere without going?
Oh well,
There.
normally, folks that come here, you spend some time here on the plains. There's a lot of locations. It looks small, but it goes on for a while. So normally, y'all would come on back with me. We'd sort of discuss, help you figure out what it is that you need to do. Some folks need to spend some time doing some soul searching. Other folks, maybe aren't quite done yet, and they like to have a little, a little bit of a gaff. Other folks like to spend some time just relaxing. Based on my just quick glance over y'all, you do seem like a bunch of adventurers. When folks are sort of at the point in time where they're considering retiring, sometimes they like to spend a little bit of that time that they would have had otherwise before their untimely demise. Here on the plain, sort of taking their time and enjoying a bit of downtime. It kind of depends on what it is that you're looking for. But then you'd come eventually. You'd make your way to Nox Pilar, and that is typically that is sort of where you do a lot of the things that you need to. It is whether it's gambling or maybe trying to figure out ultimately where it is, whose afterlife you belong to, and then from there you leave of your own volition. But you don't have to travel through the storms or anything like that. We don't do that here. There are people that have gone into them, but I wouldn't recommend it. But to your question about you describe her as a hag.
Yes.
Well, I personally haven't seen one, and to be honest with you, discussions of that nature are probably above my pay grade. However, it's fairly common knowledge here that we do have. It's called the Lightless Chasm. Sort of a. It's like every place has to have sort of a not as nice location. You know what I mean? To be honest with you, I don't know a whole ton about it, but it is. My friends and I are all sort of the opinion that it's relatively likely, at least in our minds, that deep down somewhere in there is maybe a rift or a portal or some sort of a doorway to a place that is unkind and full of beings that we do not like. If I had to hazard dollars to donuts, donuts, I haven't had one of those in so long. You'd be surprised the things you miss in the afterlife. But as I was saying, if I had to hazard a guess, I would say the likelihood is that it's somewhere in that vicinity. But if you wanted more specific information, I would recommend that you all try to find the Cavalcade of Strays. They're a fun bunch. Travel around. They never stay in one place for more than a few hours. Think of like an endless circus, or like a like a flea market and a harvest festival, sort of all rolled into one. A fun bunch. Yeah, there's some oddballs, but there's some good people. But the person that I would recommend you talk to would be Peg. Sort of I've had some fun chats with him over the years. Sort of got an eye for oddities and a nose for trouble. Well, he used to have a nose.
What happened to his nose?
He bet it in a gambling match. He lost, unfortunately.
In the cattleways of strays, is that what thou said?
Yeah, the cavalcade, yeah.
The cavalcade.
Yes. And they travel around sort of, I don't want to say in circles, because that feels sort of reductive, but, they like to keep it fresh, I think is probably a better way to describe them. They're a fun bunch. You all seem like you're, mostly a fun bunch, Hard
Well,
to say.
we are good at one thing, and that's going to circuses.
Oh. Well, that's a lovely coincidence then, I suppose.
Well, I suppose we're good at things beyond that, but we're especially good at that, and we've practiced multiple times.
Oh, all right. Well, sounds like you might be just the right bunch for this particular job then. I assume it's a job. Can't really think of another reason that you'd all voluntarily come to the afterlife, or sort of the, pre-afterlife. So that space in between, How much time do y'all got, by the way? Is this like do you have a predetermined amount of time, or you just sort of here indefinitely and hoping somebody brings you back?
I do have one question. Does time here travels at the same rate of the material planes?
Oh, that's a lovely question. I could not tell you. I think so. Maybe?
Well, we have 12 hours to complete our mission.
Oh, you've got 12 hours. Yeah, y'all better kick rocks. You gotta get moving if you're gonna find the cavalcade in 12 hours. Plus whatever else is you gotta do. My goodness. Oh, you know what I will say though? I think last time I saw them, they were heading kind of northish. She sort of like pops up onto her hind legs and takes a quick look around. Well, it looks like they may be off that way. There's a bit of a dust cloud. I don't know if y'all can see that. If you head that direction, just keep following that dust cloud. Make good time. You should be able to get there and catch up with them. Just tell them Amelia sent you. You're looking for Peg. You can't miss him. He's the grouchiest looking old goblin I've ever seen in my entire life, but he is deep down an absolute gem. They call him Peg because on account of his leg, but you'll like him when you meet him. Maybe a bit of a curmudgeon, but I think he'll take enough of an interest in the six of you that, especially Patchwork, I think he will be very intrigued to meet you. Actually, I'm going to be honest with you. I think most people are going to be intrigued to meet you here, my dear.
We
no
seem
need
to
look
be
so glum.
symmetrical.
Oh, is that not how you were when you came here?
Patrick looks back at their Motron arm.
Oh, well.
So this band of strays went north, you said?
Yes, indeed. They're right over that way, and she sort of points off. With her assistance, you can see like in the distance there is just like a hint of a dust cloud.
Well, we don't have time to spare, so why don't we get going?
All right,
yes.
now, y'all. And hey, be careful. I know that you're already dead, but dying here, you don't want to do that. So please do be very careful. All right.
Duly noted. Thank you for your advice.
Absolutely.
Now then, sounds
All right,
as if
y'all,
we
let's
have our
go.
destination.
All right. Hey, safe travels now. Hey, tell Peg I say hello. All right.
Will do.
All right.
Yeah.
Bye now, y'all. Take care.
Bye.
Safe travels.
Bye.
We'll see you the next time you come back. Maybe for a longer stay, huh?
Maybe.
Oh, it's not all bad. Now get on out of here. I'll see you all in, I don't know, some amount of years or something. Good luck.
Thanks for your help.
Absolutely. Anytime.
As we walk away,
Mhm.
5-10 steps away, Rev is going to turn around to Amelia and ask, Sprinkles or no sprinkles?
Oh, I love me some sprinkles.
Noted. And then follow the group.
All right. All right. So, you guys make your way, traveling for. I will say, as you guys are all trying to keep track of time, because you do have this like deadline. Hard to say how fast or slow time is passing, but you do make good progress. It almost seems as if, by virtue of the fact that you have a destination, it's almost like you are able to move there with greater rapidity. And shortly thereafter, you find yourselves coming upon at a pace that is alarming, because they're all moving also sort of like in the same direction. It looks like this large group of people. There's bright colors, and you hear even while traveling there is music and laughter. And we will end tonight's session as you guys come upon the cavalcade of strays here in the Sunless Crossing.
All right.
Yeah.
Great job.
Amazing.
What a big reveal, Ben. Good job.
Yeah, did not see us dying.
No, like a full party TPK, just like, session 3.
It's the happiest TPK that you'll ever witness. Well, mostly. Yeah.
I mean, if we're thinking of
Awesome.
party name, totally we should make it death related. I mean, we went through death and hopefully back again.
Honestly, that is fair.
So we'll be back next week.
Well, we're gonna be back in 5 minutes ish for the talk back, right?
Yeah, we'll have
Oh.
a few folks coming back in like 5 or 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not everybody has to. Obviously, like Ryan, I know you said you were tired like right from the get-go when we first hopped
Yeah,
on.
I mean, I'm okay for a little bit longer.
Okay, cool. Katie, I know you're not feeling well, so you should go and take
I'm
care of
gonna go to
yourself.
bed.
Yeah,
Okay.
go rest,
Yeah.
babe.
Yeah.
You go to bed. Yeah.
I'm gonna go now.
You did great
actually,
work today.
but
Look like death. You should go to bed.
I feel like that.
We'll help Ben read the schedule correctly this time.
Great.
You
Thank
look
you.
beautiful,
I can't read,
even though
so-
you don't feel well.
Yeah,
You do. I had
Yeah.
no idea.
I have had a fever for about half of this session.
Yeah,
Oh,
go to bed.
no.
I will send you detailed notes because I
Thank
need to watch
you.
it back because I sure as hell didn't take notes for chunks.
Love you all.
Good
Night.
night.
Hi, Sophie. I'll see you in a few minutes. All right. So, those of us that are going to hang out and chat, those of you that would like to hang out, we will take, I don't know, approximately a, 8-minute-ish break. Feel free to fill up your drinks, grab a snack, whatever. We will end the stream and then come back, so that way it's, easier to edit and do all that stuff with. And we'll have a quick old chat about what's going on. So hang out with us, and we'll see you all shortly.
See you in a bit.
See you in a bit.
See y'all in a few.